Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Grappler Union podcast. On this episode, we have Jeff Yumul in studio. Jeff is a black belt under Pete the Greek, also the owner of BJJ X Yoga. Also in studio is Justin Falk. Justin is also a black belt under Pete the Greek. Enjoy.
I hate the 6 minutes. It's what happens in that 6 minutes.
You taught me, using any technique that works, never to limit myself to one style. Keep an open mind.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
In order to become more peaceful, in order for you to become better and strategize your life.
All right, we're live. Enjoy your beer.
It's a beautiful variety there.
You did bring a hell of a variety of beer.
It came from my special stock, saved up from all the seasonals from last year.
There you go. And it's still good this year?
Yeah, just keep it cold.
Oh, okay.
Paul Maloney missing out.
Yeah, I know.
So where is Paul? Does Paul still?
He's
is
dead
he still
to
on
me.
this podcast?
He's completely dead.
Nobody knows where Paul's at. He went to Ireland to get married, and
Did he ever come
I've
back?
not seen him back since.
Did you just quit jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. No
he
idea.
hit me up a couple of months ago, and he was like, "Hey, Jeff, you want to be a guest on the show?" And I was
Right.
like, "Absolutely."
Right.
And I never heard back. And then
Oh, damn! Paul Maloney fully on blast within the first 5 minutes.
hey, Paul, I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying, I was due to be on this show a couple of months ago, and now I'm just happy I'm here.
That's cool.
Just
We're
curious,
happy to
know.
have you here. And actually, timing-wise, it actually probably works out better in the grand scheme of things, right?
It does. Exactly. You're absolutely right. Yep. So, yep.
Because you made weight this time. No,
Damn! Not what I meant at all.
So what he meant by that? Oh, you know what? Let's not even share that story.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you know what? There's a whole bunch of guys that missed weight today at Worlds.
Were they
I
really?
think Mikey just barely made
that
weight.
dude looked like he was on death's
Yeah,
door.
dude. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
How
What
you gonna
the
miss weight at
fuck?
Worlds? Too much partying going
Why
on in
is
Long
that
Beach.
guy so skinny? Why is he going? He's obviously Rooster, right?
Yeah.
He's Rooster. Yeah.
But he looks like he has cancer. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
He looks
his
bad.
waist looked like a pencil. Like
It-
I
his,
mean, I've
ridiculous.
stood right next to him and chatted with him at Masters World. Not that he was competing; he was just there with some teammates and whatnot. And I'm like, "You're my size. I don't think I can comfortably make Rooster."
That's just got to be unhealthy at that point.
Yeah,
he looked really.
yeah, his eyes were sunken in and everything.
get that boy an acai bowl, maybe a sandwich.
But did you guys see what he did?
No.
So
today?
I heard about it. So just came here straight from the Little People Open mat, and not kidding at all, I'm in the locker room, and one of the guys is like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I mean, I could probably pull up the video. So what happened was, he beat Bruno Malfacini, I think 10-8. And he celebrated, he went to go shake Bruno's hand. And anybody that knows Mikey knows that Bruno was his idol growing up, coming up in the ranks or whatever. So he was going to help him up, shake his hand, and Bruno did this. He did one of those.
Yeah,
Like, kinda
refused to
you know
take
what?
the hand.
I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm just going to
and-
pretend I'm slicking my hair back.
And he slicked his
You know?
hair back.
Yeah, some weird shit. Like, why? What the fuck?
Well-
it was weird. It was weird looking. Like, coming from a guy like Bruno Malfacini, one of the greatest of all time,
Right.
to just be completely disrespectful like that. Come on, man. Like,
Wow.
So
It's
I don't
fucking
I don't
weird.
know if there's history. The only when I heard that, the first thing I could think of, and again, wild speculation here. Bruno and Kaio don't get along at all, obviously.
Right.
Been rivals for years. Kaio said some very unkind things to Bruno. So I don't know, maybe the fact that Mikey's training so much with Kaio now, maybe there's some element rubbed off there. But like I said, wild speculation there. I don't know of anything.
Maybe
I don't know of
a
anything
joke.
that Mikey.
Maybe has he got no, it wasn't like a joke. Wasn't like
not the way it was described to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seemed
That's
pretty
unfortunate. Sheesh.
yeah. I mean, here, I can pull it up really quick.
Yeah,
just to
that's
give you guys a
fucking
visual.
Crazy.
cold. Right.
Weird. It's so unfortunate.
So back to that little person open, Matt. Where,
Yeah, how
where
was it?
were you?
Work.
You what?
Damn, dude.
You
it
do know it's a
sucks.
Sunday.
I do know it's Sunday.
Today is the day dedicated to I don't know, like that Jesus guy and jiu-jitsu, the
Yeah.
two J's.
So I fractured my pinky last
How?
week against Neil Magny. Yeah.
Neil the Gazelle Magny,
Yeah.
UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Under what circumstances might you have encountered Neil Magny?
Well, he trains at our gym, and when he comes into town,
Oh, wait, Zito, where do you train?
It's Soul Fighters. Andre
Soul Fighters.
Beneco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Zito.
Yeah, I have a couple of guys from there that that train with me once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Awesome.
He was just at my open mat. Yeah, man,
pictures
he's a
of that.
super cool dude. Super cool
Alex
dude.
is a great guy.
Yeah. Sarah. I know
Yeah.
Sarah from your gym as well. I know Cal, obviously. I competed against Cal once.
Nice.
Got disqualified.
Did you reap his knee?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, sorry.
Well, no, actually, I didn't reap his knee.
Oh.
Cal was a referee, so he knows all the rules.
knows how to-
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do know the rules, but I don't know the rules
Not
like him.
like a referee knows
And-
the rules.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I cranked the wrong way. I cranked my straight ankle the wrong way. And man, that sucked, man. That's the worst way to go out. Where it's just like,
me
sorry,
about
dude, you're disqualified. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I just spent $120. Like,
Was it your first match, or did you at least get a couple
yeah,
more
man,
rounds?
that was my first match.
That's rough.
Yeah. So that sucked. But hey, it happens. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
can relate.
We got the video up.
I'm trying. I thought it was on Flow. It's not on Flow.
I mean,
Is that on Flow?
well, maybe it's a highlight on Instagram somewhere.
yeah, I saw it on another person's post. It was a clearer video. Flow might have maybe another angle.
Flo's already hit that person up with like 10 takedown requests, probably.
I'm sure.
I don't understand it. Like,
I'm gonna keep on looking here, but yeah, let's until I find that.
Well, we also have a second podcast guest. What do you have a nickname? Like someone who slams someone repeatedly? Is there a nickname for someone like that?
the smashing machine.
The smashing machine or something ridiculously cool.
Yeah,
because
people started giving them out to me. I've heard zero Falks given.
That's great. Man, I liked your old Instagram handle.
Hey,
Falk try like
what was
who
it?
came up with that handle?
actually Jeff did.
Thanks, man. Thanks
He's
for the
really
shout
creative.
out.
Anytime that I need any creative assistance, I'm like, hey Jeff, what do you think about this?
So if people don't know what we're talking about, Aaron Brooks ran his mouth a lot and paid for it a lot.
Oh, there's a lot more backstory on this? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just like to fuck with Aaron.
Oh, okay. Damn
It
it.
sounded like it would be something Aaron would do and then deserved the punishment of getting slammed. I was 11 times.
We counted up to 11,
think
but
it
I
was
think it was
11.
more.
Has he been on the show since that fight?
Aaron?
No, he has not.
He hasn't.
I-
Okay.
He's been quite silent. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't really follow.
He hasn't
I've
been
confirmed he's
silent.
still
I've
walking.
seen his comments on on Fight to Win posts and all that stuff.
We should definitely bring him on.
Yeah.
I'm like, Aaron Brooks, I'm calling you out. Come into the studio, defend your honor, answer me face to face why you wouldn't open your guard.
Well, yeah, that was the question I had.
Yeah.
Why did he continue to close his guard when you have this monster of a man
I don't know.
slamming you 11 times?
11 plus. Like I said, I think we just stopped counting at 11. I think it was more.
So what was your idea? Trying to knock him out? Or just do you think it was going to eventually
honestly,
open?
I was just having fun doing it. I mean,
That's all the answer I need.
That's it. Yeah.
But go.
I mean, when you go through the rules with Seth before the match, and he kind of goes through all the things like at weigh-ins and so forth. And he encourages it, and it's entertaining. And just
Clearly.
okay, well, let's do it.
So now here's a question.
Not too many times that you can compete under that rule set.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So here's a question for you, because I don't know, and as we were talking about it, I was like, man, I don't really know how things rank. So Seth has always been very vocal about the highest priority in his mind for scoring is submission attempts. Okay, where does slamming rank in that? Because does he consider it basically like a good takedown? Did he explain? Because obviously there's no points to be distributed.
He didn't explain. I don't
He's
think
just
that
like,
they. I
"It's
don't think
cool,
that they
do
ever
it."
will. I
Okay.
think they try to keep
Yeah,
that
I know,
under wraps. But from my understanding from previous Fight to Wins, years back and so forth that came to Chicago, that it's basically counted like a minor submission attempt.
Okay.
So kind of like maybe like a loose straight ankle lock or something.
near
A
attempt.
near attempt.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
I heard
So
that
more
as
than a
well.
takedown.
That is counted as as a submission. So
Right. Interesting. Very interesting.
Has anyone ever submitted from being slammed? Like, okay, I just give up. Just
I mean,
stop
I've definitely
slamming
seen
me.
guys submit from injuries from slams, not in Fight to Win that I recall, but I mean, yeah. And I've seen dudes get straight up knocked out by slams.
I mean, we've
beautiful
seen-
compilations of that on
We've
the
seen
internet.
what's her name got knocked out from getting slammed.
Oh,
Rose.
yeah.
The
Ooh,
previous
that
Fight
was
to
a rough
Win,
one.
one of my teammates, Leo, got slammed by Mike Sim, and it really changed the whole match right at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he almost had to go to the hospital. I think he had
Jeez.
a really bad bruised rib for quite a while. It
ooh.
really changed the whole onset of the match.
Yeah. Sim also seems to enjoy a good slam here or there. He's definitely slammed at least 2 people that I can recall. Probably more. But yeah, no, those were some beastly slams. I was very impressed by it. We had a good old time. We were counting that shit out loud. The table next to us started counting it out with us.
It was crazy. After the match, I couldn't tell you how many strangers just came up and just was like, "Oh, that was the most entertaining thing I saw all night." And people friending me on Facebook because I'm like trying to pee in the bathroom and stuff.
You
Like
didn't
it was
look like
crazy.
you were getting tired slamming him. Were you getting tired at all? Was it exhausting
I mean,
at
I
all?
somewhat paced myself, but
you?
my cardio is pretty top notch for right now.
Right. Also, his legs are thicker than your torso.
He's a big dude. Yeah.
Well, we also had Chris Reyes. Do you guys know who Chris Reyes is? He's a black belt under Pete, but he was helping. He was helping us corner.
Okay.
And when he was yelling, like, he gets pretty intense. You know, he's an intense dude. He was like, "Oh God, oh God!" And then Justin, like, you could just see Justin's locking eyes with Chris Reyes. He's like, "Yo, oh God!" It was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, he's gonna kill him. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a few times where it wasn't in my mind to do it again, and then I hear Chris like, "He wants another one. He wants another one. He wants another one." You can hear that on the video. It's hilarious.
Clearly, we need to bring Chris in studio as well. Like, sir, it's my understanding that you are the greatest pro wrestling / jiu-jitsu corner ever. The Moth of the South Side, Chris Reyes.
And you also competed at the Chicago Open too.
I did.
And you
Yeah, I
actually
did
competed against
IBJJF right after that.
What'd you place in there?
I actually got two podium finishes. I lost to the first place guy in both the division,
Okay.
and then a different guy in absolute.
Yeah.
Really close in the absolute. I lost 2-0. Was pretty much dominating most of the match, but we were in 50-50 for a second. He came up to his knees.
sweet.
He got 2 points. I put him back down. But I had like 3 or 4 sub attempts, and then at the end, like I almost put him down twice. He ran out of bounds. Still much respect to him. You know, better man won that day, but I was really close to getting the absolute gold. So maybe next time.
Right.
And then
you also just did finishers, didn't you?
I got
Jesus,
asked
you've been busy.
Last
he's been
minute.
busy. He's been busy.
Last minute, I think they maybe had someone pull out, you know, so
Okay.
And where was that one at?
That was at Lombard, right?
Yeah, 10th Planet.
Yeah. Midwest finishers. We just did the show.
Jesus, I'm losing.
Can't keep track of anything anymore. Old man. Yeah. And you got to the finals, right?
Yeah, I got to the finals. I just went there kind of on a whim last minute and was like, hey, no big deal. You know, I'll just do what I can, and just ended up pulling out three submission victories in a row and got to the finals. Had a really good chance at it. Did something a little stupid, got caught up in wrestling mode. But, you know, hey, next time.
Well, that dude's a pretty good wrestler, isn't he?
Oh, he's an excellent wrestler.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got caught in the wrestling game. We went 8.5 minutes. He didn't take me down. I took him down twice, but he wrestled his way back up. And then I just kind of got frustrated toward the end. I saw like there was 1.5 minutes left. And I went for like a jumping guillotine. And right when I did it, he timed it just right, ran around to my back, seat belted me, ripped me down, fought him off for what I could. But yeah, he got me. I should have been sticking to my normal strategy. You know, instead I got in wrestling mode and I wanted to out wrestle him. And that would have been a really good one to have a coach that day. You know, just be like, hey, come on. You know, stick to your game. But yeah, so I've been competing a lot. The cardio is really good. So to run around and pick up someone that's 160 pounds and slam them, 10 or 11 times in a couple minutes is not a big deal.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Noted.
I didn't think that you and Aaron Brooks were the same size.
Who?
You and Aaron.
What do you walk around at, man?
I'm like right now I'm drinking beer, which I normally don't do, and eating really good food and stuff. I'm about 170.
Okay.
So, but to me, to make weight at 160 is not too bad. Just a week of strict eating and don't drink beer.
I had to go down to face Aaron Brooks as well. When I weighed in, I think I was 157. But I mean, right now I'm really heavy. I walk around like 178 right now.
Oh wow.
But usually I'm like 170, and I made 160. No problem to face Aaron Brooks. Sometimes you just have to do that. In order to get a good match or whatever.
Right.
Just cut the weight, and I don't think I'm ever going to go back to 160. That was too much for me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel just way better with the extra weight.
That was fight to win?
That was fight to win.
So it was a day before.
Oh, the day before, exactly.
Yeah, there's a world of difference between a day before and a day of.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That IBJJF is.
Yeah, you can feel pretty weak if you're cutting and have to weigh in that same day, let alone cramps or anything else if you're dehydrated.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, at the Chicago Open, I actually wound up moving up a weight class. I was still, actually, that's probably about to be a lie. I was going to say I was still probably the smallest guy in the division, but my division got friggin' decimated by Paul Doe had to pull out with an injury from Fight to Win, actually. One of the other guys no-showed. Not going to call him out on air, but his coach was not happy. In the end, we went from like a 5-person division to basically like a 2-person, or a 3-person division. I got the bye into the finals, just the way it worked out because my guy no-showed. So I ended up facing Urshad from Alliance Naperville, and upon doing that, I'm like, isn't he normally a rooster weight?
Yeah, he's pretty light.
Yeah,
I think he's walking around at best at probably around a 120.
Jesus. Okay. I hadn't rolled with him since we were both like I did an open mat on a holiday weekend in Alliance Naperville years ago, and I think we were both purple belts at the time, and I had a pretty slick game and everything. But yeah, like I'm like, normally I'm the little guy in the division when I move up to featherweight, and I'm like, this is unfair. He's the little guy in the division. so
he's tough, man. So if
like all respect, he is a tough role. But,
he's like Gumby. He's Gumby. He doesn't tap. I remember I got him in a toe hold, and I didn't crank it. I mean, I don't like to crank in training, but with some guys, they just have those limbs where they kind of just like crack, you know? So he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm not tapping. It's just my ankles are like that. I'm like, dude, like, but he's Gumby, dude. Like, he's like, you can bend him backwards.
And he's mentally tough too.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's probably what, a lot to do with
I
it.
like training with him.
I mean, I had a good time when we had rolled at the open mat, so I was kind of sort of like, oh, maybe we'll end up meeting in the finals, maybe we won't. And then we did, but I'm like, well, this is unfair. I didn't have an opponent. He just had a hard match against another dude. So yeah, maybe at some point we'll run that one back again. I also feel bad because I think I got to look back at the video. I had so many teammates on the sidelines, and they were all like screaming and yelling and congratulating me as making a big deal about it and everything. I don't think I actually went over and shook his coach's hand. So yeah, apologies to my friends at Alliance. Pass the word along. Wasn't trying to be a dick.
We know you're good folk. So.
I thought he was going to say, we know you're a dick. So.
No, you're not a dick.
I can be.
Could you?
Yeah,
I
totally.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
elbows
believe
and
it.
ribs.
Oh, when you're rolling, yeah, you're a complete asshole.
See, there we go.
Outside that, you're not at all. Yeah, no, rolling, yeah, you'll fucking hurt someone.
I need an outlet for my aggression. That's
Obviously.
what keeps me calm otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, you've popped my knee before.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
How are you guys still
Knee
friends?
Knee barred me.
Oh,
God damn.
Yeah, sidelined me for a couple
Should you have
weeks.
tapped sooner?
Yeah, I mean that's not like a
that's the
submission
real
like
question.
a heel hook. Like you should have felt that coming on a little sooner, right?
I mean, it's not the way he puts it on, man. He puts it on. Javi goes, he puts it on.
I see
when
this
the
guy.
technique is perfect. It's,
Oh, so where do you train sambo? So you were telling me your whole
Okay, so
schedule.
So the classes I teach at our team Deerfield are actually, despite being no-gi, are a lot of sambo based
Got it.
Stuff.
Got it.
A significant portion of that. It's one of my good friends and coaches is Riley Bodycomb. He runs the Our Dojo program, and he teaches like a mixed jiu-jitsu sambo approach for both gi and no-gi. And Barry Phillips runs the gi program at our team Deerfield, and I'm just like, well, how about I teach like wrestling, sambo, no-gi stuff? So yeah, my class there is all no-gi, heavy sambo base for a lot of the takedowns and a lot of the leg locks and things like that.
Nice.
Although, like currently this month, we're actually working on triangle chokes. So,
your
obviously
specialty.
mixing- Yeah. No, I do like omoplata, like
Yeah.
quite a lot. I've been spending a lot of time working on it. Was just working with Clark Gracie, getting some great details. That guy's amazing, annoyingly amazing. Like we were talking about, like most people are like omoplata is a relatively low percentage technique. Like most often, it's submit or sweep. It's a good technique, but and then you got a guy like Clark Gracie who's like has this ridiculous finishing percentage with it and is such a specialist with it. But anyhow, regardless, so yeah, we were working omoplata all last month, and I'm like, hey guys, I got a couple ideas where I want to take the program for this next month, and I was like, my plan was we're going to do single legs, get back to some stand up, or we could do some leg locks, probably focusing on 50-50, or maybe we could do some toe holds. But I said triangles first, and like the hands in the room, all the hands in the room shot up, and they're like, yes, triangles. And I'm like, well, I guess we're doing triangles now. So, damn you, democracy. You've thwarted me yet again. So, yeah, month of triangles. It's going to be interesting. Got all tall people.
It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I like triangles.
No, you don't. You
I
lie.
do.
You lie like a rug.
I like triangles. I'm a fan.
Oh, you're a triangle ally? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Just no one to let go. That's the thing.
So
People like to
it's not
stack
to be
me.
dropped on your head or stacked.
Yeah,
See, that's why I
exactly.
don't like triangles and arm bars from bottom, really, because everyone stacks the ever-loving shit out of me if I let them. Obviously, I try not to. But with omoplata, like, I can deflect their weight,
Exactly,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, you're not stacking me so much.
So
you might
when-
smash me still a little bit.
Do you grab under the leg to help you not get stacked, or do you go for the arm?
for omoplata?
No, when you're in a triangle. If you have to cut the corner,
When
you
I'm
go
cutting,
for the arm.
When I'm cutting the corner, I usually reach under the armpit
Yeah,
because it's
that's
the
what I
most
do.
available thing.
Yep.
But if I can get under the leg or all the way under the body, I'll grab there too. Just so long as I cut
Oh,
the
all the way
angle.
under the torso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I can only do that to smaller folk.
Yeah.
But
But bigger guy, I usually go for the arm. I like the arm because then I can get the straight arm bar if I lose a triangle.
yeah, you love that.
Yeah, I do
know,
like that.
I know what's up with that.
Yeah.
But enough about us. What's your favorite submissions?
Favorite submissions? I mean, I like the straight ankle lock.
We're already friends.
It's gotten me pretty far in the jiu-jitsu game, just the straight ankle alone. So, it's a proven move. It's still got to tweak it. It's worked at the highest level. It hasn't been tested at the black belt level yet. I haven't caught anybody, in competition. Well, I haven't really competed at black belt since getting my black belt. Let's say I competed once after getting my black belt, and then I opened up a gym. And then just by opening up a gym, you get caught up in, building your school and
Sure.
teaching and and not getting sufficient training for yourself, so.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, I mean, favorite submissions by far straight ankle lock for sure.
So
For sure.
you do bring that up, though. I know we covered it right at the very beginning that it's a really opportune time for you to come on the podcast. But you just opened a gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's for those that don't know, it's called BJJX Yoga. So it's located in Bridgeport. So I started in Pilsen. I was subleasing a space in a Pilates gym. We started off that way, just to build a clientele, and unfortunately, it wasn't really working because I had a pretty, I don't want to say a big kids program, but I had a loud kids program.
Okay.
And when I was doing the kids, it was really starting to affect the Pilates clientele. And the Pilates clientele, like the other side of that gym, I mean, they pay premium to train in there. It's a studio. It's not a big,
Right.
Massive, cookie cutter gym. It's, they pay, to get specialized one-on-one, instruction or whatever.
Pilates crazy equipment too. I've seen some of that stuff.
It's not even just Pilates; it's Pilates, kettlebells. She does everything.
okay.
But anyways, yeah. So I mean, there was a couple of clients that just complained that the kids were too loud, and that's when we were like, hey, well, you know what? Like, how are we going to remedy this? And one of the remedies were, hey, I think is it time to move into our own space?
Right.
And, I crunched the numbers, started looking around, and, I got lucky. I found a great warehouse space in Bridgeport. And, yeah, man, we're there. It wasn't cheap,
Right.
But it now's the time. If I wasn't going to do it now, I was probably going to do it in about 2 years. And that's the reason why I opened up a gym. I always wanted a dojo to myself, and, why not just do it now?
Sure.
And, so we opened up the doors on Saturday. I had just like a small
This
open
past
mat.
Saturday?
This past Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So,
How many square feet?
the total room is 1,200 square feet.
Great.
And then my mat space is 1,000.
Nice.
And I had a couple of just friends come in on Saturday. The unit isn't fixed. It's not perfect yet, but in time it will be.
It's coming along though. I saw you posted the pictures of it.
Yeah. So I got a local graffiti artist, Worm312. Shout out Instagram Worm312. He's dope, man. He really hooked me up. I got a couple of quotes from graffiti artists and this and that. And he hooked me up. He was like, hey, dude. He's like, He's like, I know how it is opening up a new business. He's like, how you know, like I'm going to do you this one favor. It wasn't free, you know, it still cost something, but it was like a fraction of the cost. So he did me a huge favor. He sprayed it in like half an hour. It was crazy. He was like, shh, 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 shh. And yeah, one of my buddies was like, hey, I mean, if he does it that fast in your studio, imagine how fast he does it on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, they get that done.
Expert level tagging.
Exactly.
Wait, is like a legit like goes on the street and tags?
Well, that's how
I don't
they
know
all
that he
start
does
out.
that.
I think
but-
that's how
he
all of them
does,
get
he
their
does.
starts, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you start looking under the bridges and all that, especially in the South Side, you know, whenever you're in the South Side, Pilsen, Bridgeport, whatever, look for Worm, WERM. And now that he tagged my wall, I mean, I see that name everywhere. You know, he's an OG. He's been around for a long time.
Does he actually make art, or does he just put his name?
He actually makes art now. I don't know if he's actually made art on the streets, but he makes art now. So that's how he makes a living.
Okay.
He throws kids parties, and you know, he does just whatever, anything artistic he does. So yeah, he was a cool dude. He sprayed my wall, and yeah, man. So
Inside the building?
inside
Or
the building,
outside?
inside
Okay,
the
cool.
building. Here, let me show you.
Just pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to see it.
Yeah, let me get you
Well,
guys.
Jeff pulls that
You
up
need to
too.
do your research, sir.
All right, so here's the first post. Right, here's the first video here. Sorry, listeners, you guys can't see this, but this is Bruno Malfacini doing his
Oh, yeah,
his
let's see.
fake handshake. Yeah, I got one of my friends here.
I'm like, oh, cool. We got a video of the tagging.
So this is the last couple of seconds.
Right.
Mikey just wins,
Gets up, goes to reach to help him up.
and there it is.
Oh, that's exactly as described, but
Ouch.
It's kind of weird, right? I mean,
It wasn't even very casual. It was very purposeful.
No, yeah, it's purposeful.
you know, in front of like that whole crowd, and you know, being a whatever 12-time world champion, whatever he
11
is.
times, something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's
There's got to be
heat
some other
between them
history
before that we
or-
don't know
yeah.
about. I mean,
or something
yeah.
happened during that match. You know, someone
Right.
bit
Like I said,
somebody or something
well, yeah,
weird.
like-
Like who knows? But
Oh man,
wow.
It was weird. Hey, congratulations to Mikey. He's doing great things. He just beat one of the greatest of all time. But yeah, that was a
But I thought he was retired. Why is he even fighting? Didn't he retire last year?
didn't Buchecha just
yeah.
retire?
Right.
like 2 years ago, wasn't
Did he?
it?
I didn't
2
hear
years
that
ago.
one, but
he left
I
his belt
definitely
on
know-
the mat, didn't he?
I don't remember that.
I swear.
But I know
Am going crazy?
Bruno Malfacini retired. He 100% retired. Oh, this is
yeah. So there's the wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know, what's crazy about some of these super talented graffiti artists, too, because they do get their starts tagging around that I didn't know until recently, is a lot of them are just ambidextrous because they have to work so
Work
quick,
fast, yeah.
you know, in the street. And so they're just as good. They're using both hands as they're painting, you know, both the left hand and the right hand are holding a can, and just,
Nice.
they're really amazing.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah, I like
BJJ
So, yeah.
X Yoga.
BJJX Yoga, Instagram, BJJX Yoga Studio. We're located 3700 South Iron. So yeah, whenever you're in the South Side, whenever you're in, Bridgeport, we're here. Everybody's welcome. Come roll in, come say hi, get a class in. Everybody gets a week free. If you're looking for a new gym or
That's
if
cool.
you're looking to, start jujitsu.
Right.
Good pause.
So yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked. We're excited.
Nice. Now you're going to do regular open mats every week?
I think so. Yeah, I think Saturdays will probably work for us for open
Yeah.
mats. So yeah, I mean, feel free. Doors open, guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to find the time to swing by at some point.
Good luck in Javi.
I have.
I mean,
time.
it sounds like all your days are all accounted for now.
Not 24 hours of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
These things can be negotiated and worked out.
He's going to eat into his own sleep schedule just to get to the
I don't
bed.
think he sleeps. I honestly
Yeah.
don't
What is
believe
this
he
sleep you're
sleeps.
speaking of?
I don't know what he does. He might be an alien.
I do sleep, not for very long periods of time.
Okay.
Before we move on, I should also add that my wife is basically a black belt in yoga. So for all those out there that love to grapple and also want to stretch out and get into yoga or just love both, there's a couple of guys out there that just that are kind of like us. They love both jiu-jitsu and yoga. It's
Right.
it's very complementary to each other. And my wife does restorative yoga after every class. So yeah, I mean that's something that makes
That's
us
cool.
unique.
So actually, let's. I mean, and I don't know. Did you want to get her on, Mike, to discuss?
Well,
that?
we'll get her
Yeah,
on.
later
We'll get
on,
her on.
yeah.
Yeah. So how does that work schedule wise though? Like, so does she run like a normal yoga class immediately afterwards, or is it a special restorative yoga class?
It's a restorative yoga class. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of just regular yoga classes, but they weren't happening at the old space just because we're only operating 3 days a week.
Right.
We have 2 kids. I mean, so she's, we have her hands full, I have the flexibility of working from home, so that gives me a lot of time to just get places where I have to work in the gym if I have to. You know what I mean? So she doesn't have that flexibility. But now that we have our own spot, she's definitely growing the yoga program. But yeah, they're separate. You know, like a lot of people, they ask me questions, like people that aren't familiar with jiu-jitsu and yoga. They're like, "Oh, well, that's an interesting combination. So how do you do jiu-jitsu with the yoga at the same time?" It's just like, no, it's not like that. Right, you know,
People actually ask you that.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude, every
funny.
day, man.
Stranger things have happened, I imagine.
guess so, yeah.
And I don't know why I just made that. I don't know why I just made this voice. But yeah. This is how they all sound.
That was my natural assumption. Yeah.
Maybe we should do that. You know, like I can't get armbarred if I'm so good about being Gumby and like
Right.
You know,
Expert level yoga.
expert level.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems risky to go down that path. So, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure Justin and we met at one of the seminars at Pete the Greeks. I don't remember which one. I want to say it was Eddie Cummings, but could have been Gary Tonin.
It could be. I missed Gary's.
Okay. So
I think we met very earlier, but then got kind of reintroduced recently through our mutual friend Tom, aka TP Grant.
Yep,
shout
Tom
out
Grant.
to Tom. And just keep on bumping each other. I think we ran into each other at the Ben Askren seminar too.
Yep.
And just
That was fun. He's coming back to Chicago, by the way. I don't know if everyone saw. It's another early morning one. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I'm going to try to make it.
You'll be there. He's already paid.
I have not yet. I have not.
Well, he's not too far. He's in Milwaukee.
Yeah. So it's easy for him to just drive on down. He's going to be, I think, at the Redsvik Loop location.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then actually, I know I've bumped into you here and there, but I actually spent some time on the mats at the Cabrini seminar.
Cabrini seminar, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
That was great. We're still working on Kimura traps, so
That was very complimentary to what I had been working on like the past couple of months, actually, because my Kimura trap game and my crucifix game tie together real intimately. So yeah,
Right.
getting his insights into that was real nice.
yeah, it was a good seminar. I'm glad I went to that.
Yeah.
Yep. And I used to train with Cobrina back in the day. So before I moved to Chicago, I was in LA, and I used to train at Cobrina's at headquarters.
Okay.
I was there for like a year and a half. So it was nice to see him again. He's always going to be a mentor to me. One of the greatest coaches. All my coaches that I've ever trained under, great coaches. Cobrina, yeah, he's the best, man.
Yeah, that's a special level at
Yeah,
that
exactly.
point. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Not too many people can do what Cobrina's done. So
Right.
So living in LA, how long ago was that? When did you start?
So I was born and raised in Vancouver, BC. So I started. Yeah, exactly. On the other side of the continent. I started in a gym called Revolution.
Okay.
And at the time, the head jiu-jitsu instructor was Bibiana Flash Fernandez.
Okay.
And I started off doing MMA. I never actually fought, but I had a couple of fights booked. I always got injured. And for whatever reason, it just never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I was older too. I had a late start. I started at 26. And
Practically dead.
You know who else started at 26? Interestingly, was who's the guy that just fought last night? Manoa, what's his name? Jimmy Manoa?
Jimmy Manoa.
Jimmy Manoa. Yeah, he started at 26 and he's 39 right now. And I remember just looking at the tail of the
Didn't
table.
he get knocked out?
He got fucking knocked out. Like cold. I can swear.
Yeah, you can
You
fucking
can
swear.
swear as much as necessary.
Okay.
He got knocked out.
Yeah, he was
cold.
out cold. Do you see that, Justin?
No.
Head kick.
Oh my God! Like he's never going to be the same, man. Like that was.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Look it up once you get the chance.
So you're saying the transition to jiu-jitsu might have been the smart thing?
It was a
after-
smart thing. I was like, you know what? Like this is my body's not made for this. When you're having pro fighters, like I remember Rory McDonald was coming into our gym here and there. When you have dudes like that, just fucking you up on the daily, I was like, you know what? Like let me just focus on jiu-jitsu. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I mean, fortunately, I work for a travel company, and they moved me over to LA, to open up a couple offices there, and I did. I took the opportunity, I did, and that's when I found Cobrina. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, when I first came to LA, I didn't really know who Cobrina was.
Okay.
But I was training with a guy. Shout out to Jason Gagnon. I doubt he's listening to this, but I mean, if he is, he's Cobrina Vancouver. He's got his own affiliation under Cobrina.
Okay.
But that was his mentor, and he was my coach at the time, and I was a blue belt. So yeah, I moved to LA and did that whole thing, and that's when I really started to just fall in love with jiu-jitsu. It was just being in a world champion gym like that, like training with dudes like Isaac. You know, when I first Isaac Dordeline, when I first came to that gym, Kennedy, his son, was a white belt.
Wow.
And yeah, he was like this timid little white belt. Now look at him now; he's just a fucking beast.
Fucking
you know?
beast. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How did he recover so quickly? Because he got messed up recently, and then he's just competing.
Right. He ran into Isaac Dordeline, I think, in the second round at Worlds. So I think they gave the pass to Isaac. I don't know what happened in the later brackets, but
I'm so behind. Like I know a couple of like highlight reel level moments because people talking about him and whatnot, but I'm so behind on results. I don't know who's won shit.
Yeah, and for anybody else listening, it's like the first time it's been 80 degrees here in like 9 months. So everyone's outside enjoying themselves, not cooped up watching videos inside.
Yeah. Well, power of the cell phone. Be outside and enjoying it still.
So anyway, so I then moved to Chicago and
I've regretted that ever since because it's normally not 80 degrees here.
You know what? The life in Chicago is actually a lot easier than it is in LA. LA was a hard city to live in. Like it was just, man, it just felt like everybody just had a motive there. You know, like you couldn't really make real friends. You know, it was just, everybody had an angle. You know, it was really, and my jiu-jitsu, like I feel like, even though I was good, I was I was middle of the pack. Cobrina's. I didn't feel like I didn't have the confidence because I was one of the shittier guys at the gym. When you have like the high level guys at the gym, and then you're like this blue belt that's been training under Cobrina for 6 months.
You're just normal.
You're just a normal guy, And then I did pants with Cobrina coaching me. I didn't have the confidence, even though I had all the tools. Right. I didn't have the confidence because I wasn't winning in training. Because winning starts in training. So, and then, it was a tough decision to move to Chicago, but it was the best decision. I met great friends like Justin Falk over here and, met Pete the Greek. Shout out to Pete the Greek. He, basically gave me all the rest of my belts. He graded me all the way to where I'm at now. And, I moved to Chicago and built some confidence because I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, you know what? Like I worked under the Cobrina system for this long. I have his system, in my head somewhere. And I applied it and started fucking winning and that's how I, built confidence and, got to where I'm at now. So,
all right.
Yep.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's in a nutshell. That's how, it all worked for me.
Man, it's crazy.
Very cool. And you guys met at Pete's, obviously.
Yep.
But you also have an MMA background, don't you?
So I started out actually in
That was an
martial
awkward
arts
laugh.
when I was really young. I didn't get to jiu-jitsu until later. But I started out in martial arts when I was really young, always playing sports. And I was just bugging my mom all the time to take me to, whatever, karate, tai chi. I didn't know any difference. I just wanted to be somewhere.
Right.
Finally she got me started. I had an excellent Taekwondo instructor, Master Dexter Grove. He's out of Indiana. That's where I grew up. Just barely over, just outside of the city. Next to wonderful Gary, Indiana.
Beautiful Gary,
place.
Indiana. Yeah.
If you don't want to, if you got a chance, stop by there and visit. It's wonderful. Anyhow, so I always had a great background in striking. Still love striking. I just can't get that itch to stop wanting to kick somebody in the head. I just love kicking people. And so I was like, I had a little bit of wrestling in high school and so forth, but just wanted more confidence on the ground. So later in life, I said, okay, let's try this, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thing out. And that just kind of took over. I was just addicted. I think I did some high-level black belt Taekwondo competitions for about a year, maybe a year and a half. I was still doing Jiu-Jitsu full-time. And then eventually just pretty much converted over to Jiu-Jitsu. Just got the Jiu-Jitsu bug, and it's taken me ever since, But, yeah, so I did have one MMA match, which went pretty awesome. Their Boss Rudin's old show, Inside MMA, that he used to have on air, made the highlights of that at the end of the show, and he was commenting on my fight, which was awesome. I would have everyone looks up to Boss.
Yeah,
right?
I would personally have that clip on repeat. Like it would be my alarm waking up every morning.
Oh, I kept it on my cell phone through multiple cell phones for years. Yeah. But then after having a kid, you got to be careful of that stuff. So I just decided focus on jiu-jitsu now instead of MMA, and I'm totally good with that. I mean, I'm not going to make a career out of MMA. In my later 30s now anyhow, so jiu-jitsu is fully my way to go. But I found Pete the Greek, thankfully, and he's took me from the start all the way from first day of being on the mats all the way through black belt. I moved out of the city and farther away, so I can't unfortunately make it to Pete's gym all the time. I mean, you go back to the question of favorite submissions, and I'd probably say pressure passing.
Ooh,
just from Pete.
Just want to crush him, yeah.
Yeah, I love that style. I love Pete's style. I will say recently, though, in the past year, I've really been into leg locks. In fact, this is the first time I wore the shirt, but leglocking.com.
Nice.
Just a repository and collaboration for the leg locking community to go and share techniques and videos.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And then all the people that are my training partners, a lot of times we review and then film. And then it's a place where we can post the practice for the day or the technique for the day and just kind of go and review.
Right. And you've got a pretty active Instagram for that as well.
It was originally Falk try a leg lock.
I love that so much. I really did.
How you spell your last name?
Thanks. I love it too.
My last name's Falk.
Apparently he didn't love it.
So.
We're feeling a little hurt.
Jeff came up with it, actually.
I'm just busting his balls. I don't care.
No, it was but brilliant use of the name. I love it. I'm sure he's never heard anything like that ever in his life.
Right. Exactly.
No, not at all.
No, but if you guys like his Instagram though, so he was showing me his website, and I apologize, Justin, I haven't subscribed yet. But how much is it to get access to all the content that you have on your website?
Oh, it's free.
It's free.
It's donation.
$3.99.
Yeah. No, there's a donation link. Just because it does. So many videos up there right now. I think I got about 400 videos. There's going to be probably
just leg locks. That's
over
freaking
like
crazy.
All lower body attack stuff.
Right.
There's probably going to be over 1,000. I think I got about 1,000 documented.
Is it like a tutorial, or is it just showing you?
There's like a regular website, but the bulk of it is just like an instructional tutorial with video clips. But the beauty of it is actually in the handwritten notes. So you'll see a couple seconds of the technique, but then you're actually, if you read through the notes, you'll see some of the key details.
And the website's
leglocking.com.
That was available, huh?
Yeah, I just launched it like a month. I've had the Instagram for a while, but then decided I'd formalize
Crazy
it into a
that
website.
leg locking would be not taken already.
Right. That's what I
Yeah,
thought
I
too,
searched for a lot of different things and found that one that was an easy one. So
Right.
Damn,
Nice.
yeah, pretty awesome. Go on. You can
awesome.
donate if you want. I will say the storage space starts to add up when you start getting, a couple hundred, soon to be, a couple thousand
So
videos.
where are the videos stored?
They're password protected, but you go in, you sign up, you get membership, you get granted viewer
so you
rights.
actually bought, like,
and then
storage,
and then you got access to everything.
I see. It's not like a YouTube channel.
No, there is a YouTube channel I was just trying to get followers. So I got like a YouTube page, a Facebook page, the Instagram.
But the videos are not posted to YouTube and then linked
Sometimes
to the
I'll put a
website.
couple like, what do you want to call it? Trailers or spoilers up on Facebook or Instagram or something. But yeah, the bulk of it is all on leglocking.com.
Okay.
And it's just going to keep growing. Everything that we film, or that we improve upon, I'm constantly updating and throwing up on the site to go check it out.
Awesome.
So it's free, but you still want people to sign up.
Yeah, anyone can sign up. I'm glad to have people. And if they want to donate for storage space to host the videos, that's great too.
Do like a Patreon up there or something?
No, it's just a PayPal.
Oh, just a PayPal.
Yeah. So, but I'm fully into leg locks right now. At Midwest Finishers, my first two opponents, I got through a knee bar and straight ankle lock and probably had about 7 or 8 heel hooks slip out. It was just so sweaty, and the people were willing to, I guess, just have surgery the next day. They weren't going to tap. It was crazy. So a lot of them ended up slipping, but definitely fully committed to leg locks. I will say a very unusual thing happened when I started to fully dive into the leg locking game about a year ago. And that was that my guard got a whole lot better. In fact, my guard got probably better than my leg lock game. And that was just because of so much practicing with the leg locks. You fuck up an entry and you get smashed and people try to, pass you.
Right.
It's just happening all the time, right? Like the first time you try to do a technique, you might be able to pull it off on a white belt, but you go try a purple belt and, it doesn't work, right?
And they're like, get that weak shit away from me.
So people were just constantly, smashing through my leg lock entries. And then my whole guard retention got a whole lot better. And then my whole guard game just in general just got a whole lot better, learning how to play each style of guard, whether it be single leg X or shin to shin or whatever, just got a whole lot better. So really weird that, it's like, how can I make my guard better? Go learn leg locks.
Right.
because you're just dealing with people.
Yeah, no,
like,
very bottom game leg locks and guard work, very, very complementary. Top game leg locks and passing, very, very complementary. I think a lot of people don't see how everything integrates together all the time. They, they think of it as just like a separate thing.
Right. It's all leg pummeling. You know, once you start learning leg locks, you start understanding that it's just leg pummeling. You know, it's like regular pummeling, but with your legs.
Right.
You know, so and that's how you get your guard better. You know, with the throwing the lasso over and then pummeling and yeah, man, like you said, all complementary.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's actually like having talked to Eddie and talked to a variety of his I guess former at this point training partners. Like that's one of the things that like Eddie Cummings is so spectacular with leg locks from bottom is because in addition to having all those great attacks that he's learned and figured out and whatnot, he's also got a nigh unto impassable guard. So it's like he's going to sit down. You're going to try and pass his guard. In trying to pass his guard, you're probably going to open yourself up for some kind of leg lock entry. And then in defending the leg lock entry, he's just going to put you back in guard. So it's just this constant cycle of you can't make any meaningful forward progress. And what you going to do? You going to leg lock Eddie Cummings? Oh, that's probably asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
He's going to smile at you as soon as you start to play.
It's like, thank you.
Did you guys see the Polaris event? Anyone
Yeah,
watch that?
yeah.
That was a pretty good event.
Yeah, Uriah Faber smacked Nicky
I
Ryan
didn't,
about 30 times.
I didn't understand that. Like, why the fuck was he kept hitting him?
Maybe he thought it was combat jiu-jitsu. I don't know.
So bizarre.
Well, I think he was just trying to bully him. You know?
Some of it was just like aggressive posting. You know, like there was like posts on his throat real hard,
I
shove
think
him hard.
he wanted to smack him, maybe get him off his game, and then
Pass.
and then lunge in for his guillotine. Because he started doing it.
He started doing it at the end.
He started doing it at the end.
Yeah,
you
going
know,
for that guillotine.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
But
So
it was definitely a weird match.
But he definitely, you know, he was gluing his hips to the mat. He definitely didn't want to stand up and get entangled because the times he did, I thought it was over.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kid's a beast, huh? 17 years old.
17.
Wait until he really grows
What,
into
is he
his
a purple
frame.
belt?
Holy cow.
Is he a purple belt?
Technically, yes.
That's what he is, right? He's ranked
that's
as
his
a purple belt.
His official rank. They skipped him over blue and jumped him right to purple.
It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
And regularly
That kid is
taps
so-
black belts.
We're talking about
Nicky Ryan.
Nicky Ryan.
I mean, he beat Imanari the last time,
Yeah.
too. Crazy.
17.
He's probably bigger
He's
than
not-
Imanari now. Actually,
I mean,
like, that kid's growing. He's
17 years
he's gonna
old.
go
His
right
muscles aren't
into
fully
Gordon
fully formed.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like his nothing's full. He's
He
just
doesn't even have facial hair. You
No.
know, like he looks like a little baby. You know, and he just beat Uriah Faber, like a fucking seasoned veteran. You know, like
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know his exact credentials, but I know he's a fucking hardcore wrestler, and obviously, you know, he's you know.
I mean,
he's
Faber's
a-
done well in grappling. Like he's been in SUG and a few other things.
he
So
went against Meow.
yeah, and didn't lose by submission. Like everyone was like, oh, he's gonna
Right.
fuck him up. He's gonna, you know, and it's like, oh, I don't
But
know about that.
I do enjoy seeing ex UFC fighters and current UFC fighters in these sub only events or in these like long term jiu-jitsu events.
Didn't SUG? I think it's SUG just announced Craig Jones versus
Yeah.
Rumble.
Is that real,
Yeah.
too?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want to see that
Yeah.
one. So I
Did
hope
Did you
so.
see? Did you see Anthony Pettis versus Jorge Masvidal?
yeah. So which promotion is that?
That's what I was trying to figure out myself.
Right.
I have no idea. I saw
I
it.
saw
I
the
saw
other
it.
day.
though. Yeah.
I went
yeah.
and I was Googling that for like
But I have
15
no
minutes to
idea what
figure
the
out,
event
and it's
is.
still, I
I have
couldn't
no
figure it
idea.
out.
I'm
Okay.
totally clueless on the event because I
This is
saw
an
it.
interesting marketing strategy.
It's horrible marketing because I'm like, okay, big picture of Jorge Masvidal and Anthony Pettis, and then some like sponsor stuff, but I have no idea what the event is
They
called.
said where it was
I mean,
gonna
he'd
be,
even
but
reach
yeah,
my white
no-
belt. Like I have this white belt kid,
production.
that just started jujitsu last month. He's like, yeah, I heard Masvidal is grappling Pettis in a super fight.
Yeah.
and he heard about it.
Right.
You know, like
No one knows where it's
but
at.
nobody knows where it's on. You know how to watch it or whatever. You know.
Secretly, this is a setup for the next Metamoris. We're all being fucking drawn
Well,
in like
don't
this.
give him your credit card.
Right.
Word.
Yeah.
But that is a great outlet for especially a lot of the retired MMA
I like to
fighters
see
that can
BJ Penn.
continue to
I like to see
compete at a high
BJ
level.
Penn doing that.
Yeah, I
Not
would
allowed to
too.
talk
I would
about
too.
that.
I don't want to see BJ Penn fight MMA anymore. You know,
Don't say that.
He's my hero, man. But I can't watch it anymore. I can't.
I mean,
you know,
I really do.
it's like getting your heart broken every single time he fights. You know, like, and man, you know what? Like, for those that don't know, Justin and I, we got our black belts when BJ Penn was present. So he
Damn.
came down.
wow.
He came down. Yeah.
That's gangster.
Yeah, exactly. So he's good friends with Pete. You know,
Yeah,
Pete used to train with
It's
him.
another one you keep on your phone the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. That shit's in my fucking living room. You know what I mean? Like that picture of.
Got one of those little digital frames.
Right, exactly. Too bad my daughter ruined the photo when she was in the photo.
Aw.
Just kidding. I
Photo
love my
bombed.
daughter. I love my daughter more than BJ Penn.
Acceptable.
But
Good recovery.
But yeah, I don't want to see him fight anymore, man. Like he's, that dude, like he got me into jiu-jitsu watching him beat like Matt Hughes, back in the day. I'm like, holy shit, this
Look at what this guy can do.
Look what this guy can do. He's like super skinny. He's he looks like a regular dude,
A regular savage, though.
Yeah, but he can throw down too.
Yeah.
Besides his
yeah.
grappling, he's down to fight.
Yeah, no, like, not to beat up on BJ, but there's a whole bunch of guys right now where it's like, man, I don't need to see you fight again.
Right.
Like, I just don't. Like, you're done. It's like, I'm on record on the podcast saying I was very nervous about GSP coming back. I'm like, he's been out for so long, this, that, and the other thing. And, obviously, that's the way you do a comeback, I guess. But, yeah, like, for the most part.
But I think there's more like intelligence. I don't want to say BJ is not intelligent, but with GSP, there's more intelligence behind him. Like him and his team, everything's calculated.
Yeah, no,
so
very much so. I agree.
Yeah.
I can see that
GSP's
too.
got such high level access to, I think, like the Canadian Olympic team and like.
Yeah, no, he's got Faraz. He's got.
Well,
Yeah.
and BJ's
he's
been
Donovan.
through many different types of camps. And that last fight against Frankie Edgar, when he came out in that awkward,
That was weird.
awkward, like
That tippy-toe
fighting,
stance.
that
You know what?
weird
There's also a
fighting
lot
stance.
of there's a lot of drama behind going on, in his personal life as well. He just got a divorce, and then I saw this weird post on like UFC Vancouver. I don't know, just some like local Canadian Instagram. He met some like local girl from Vancouver. I'm like, the fuck's going on here? Like for me, that's weird because like that's like my hometown. It's like, why are you dating some like Vancouver girl? That's kind of weird. But anyways, but
Do you know her?
Probably. It's a small enough city. It's not that small, but yeah, I also read a story that, well, not a story. There's charges, pending on him because he.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, his neighbor. Yeah, he threatened his neighbor or something like that.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Like they were like, I don't know what they were doing, like
I don't know
fixing
the
the
full
fence or something like
I don't
that.
know the full circumstances, mind you, but
Right, exactly. And I don't want to speak too much of it as well because I don't know the details. Yeah, but there's some kind of lawsuit going on there with that. So
yeah, whole lot of shit going on.
whole lot of shit going on.
distraction.
Not the most ideal circumstances to be having an MMA camp at the highest possible level.
Right, exactly.
So.
Yeah, but
And
he's
if he
not-
does fight again, you know what? Bring back the Marinovich brothers, man. Because when he was training under those
I
guys,
agree.
that was
That was the best,
vintage BJ Penn. Like that was like BJ Penn at his finest.
But you gotta remember, man, how old's BJ Penn now? Late 30s?
Yeah, he's late 30s.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of mileage. He's got tons of mileage.
Tons of mileage. And,
Been in a bunch of wars.
And he's got, like you said, a lot of stuff going on, personally. And I don't know. I love the guy. I love watching him fight, man. And I love his jujitsu. And maybe he just needs jujitsu is giant. I don't know if he's thinking that, it's like a step down from UFC.
He's just like, I want to scrap,
Right.
like,
Right.
and fuck
Yeah.
it, just scrap. That's his, like, that's been his
But
motto
fuck,
ever
dude,
since.
submit the fuck out of somebody. When he submits people, he's
Yeah.
a fucking gangster, a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
The only thing,
But don't give him Craig Jones, don't give him Ryan Hall, like,
a whole lot of people probably want that match.
Right.
or, I'd like to see that, Ryan Hall, BJ Penn, grappling only. Let's see that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that one. But
You
we saw that one already. We know how that's going to
No,
go.
but it's different when there's the threat of striking. Like your
Ryan Hall
reactions are
just-
going to change.
Ryan Hall just dumped the
completely
strike.
throws your defense off.
But that's just
yeah.
it. Like
Right.
that. Not to talk too much about it, but like that's part of Ryan's strategy is to make guys chase him and get into striking exchanges that he doesn't necessarily even want the exchange, but that forward pressure of coming and trying to close the distance to land your strikes, and now he's going to dive under on you.
Right.
Like that's an actual strategy. That may not work out quite the same way when it's just takedowns and guard
Just pure
pulls and
grappling.
pure grappling. Which is not to say Ryan couldn't beat him. I'm just saying like that particular thing that he got caught with may not happen or won't happen the same way if it's a pure grappling match. So
Ryan Hall versus Eddie Cummins?
and I believe there have been several people who have been requesting that one for years.
Not going to
But
happen.
here's the thing. I mean, I don't know what Ryan gets paid. I certainly don't know what BJ Penn gets paid in the UFC. But like, how much money you got to be offered to go take a grappling match where it's worth your time to potentially risk getting injured while you're on a UFC contract, man?
True. Well, Anthony Pettis is doing it against Jorge Masvidal.
Where?
We don't know where, but we've seen the flyer.
From the other side too, I think you'd probably end up having to spend a lot of money as like being the
In terms of
production
training,
company to
what-
get those two.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, like how are you going to be competitive with whatever being
Right,
being
yeah,
paid by the UFC? So
I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass here, but I assume that BJ Penn, with all of his star power, tends to be one of the better paid athletes on the roster.
I don't think BJ needs the money.
Right.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Yeah, so he's got to want to do it.
He's gotta wanna
but
do
it's
it.
also probably got to be worth his time because anytime he
don't know.
spends away from.
I don't know how much these guys get paid, but I think it's how I think if I was a promotion company and I was trying to put
All
together
right, put
cards,
your promotion hat on. Come on,
right?
let's
If
see.
I was to do this, it's all promotion. So the bigger, like say he does Polaris, right?
Okay,
BJ Penn does Polaris. It's just huge for his brand.
For the Polaris brand, you're
No,
saying?
for him, for
the
BJ Penn brand.
Okay.
Even though he is still a legend, but he's got stuff to work towards, opening schools and affiliates and this and that. I mean, for a guy, even a younger black belt coming up, it's a brand. It's just branding nowadays. People have short-term memory.
Short memories.
Yeah.
Like, who is this BJ Penn
So
fellow?
the more they get out there, not just talking about BJ, but just anybody, any young, whomever it is, the more they get on. Nicky Ryan's on Polaris. Nicky Ryan's here. Nicky Ryan's there. Every fucking where he's at, you got Nicky Ryan.
Right.
I mean that's a fair point, especially as people are coming up. They're 19, 20 years old.
Craig
they may
Jones.
not have heard of BJ Penn,
Right.
And MMA is
Exactly.
exploding now. At the same time, though, like his star power, it's kind of like when you're an A-list celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to do a C-list commercial either.
But they do. That's the crazy thing.
I think they do when they
There's
need money.
enough monies.
Yeah.
Enough money. Because
Yeah.
I seen what's the guy
Or maybe
Morgan
when it-
Freeman. Doesn't he do like
I
mean-
mean, a commercial or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it's got to come down to
Morgan
him
Freeman?
if he is
Yeah.
ever wanting to do
Right.
it.
Right.
Like Ben Henderson when he fought Wagner Rocha at the last Polaris,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just went over there on a whim and just did it. He wanted to.
right?
Well, I mean, Uriah Faber, he fought Nicky Ryan not because he needed to beat Nicky Ryan. He did it to make weight again, because he had a long layoff. He wanted to practice, cutting weight again, and that's why he took it. And he wanted to travel to London because I think his next fight is also in the UK.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, he's fighting? Uriah Faber's fighting?
That's
again?
what he said.
Oh no shit.
If I wasn't mistaken from what he said, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I did not realize that there was a correlation there, though.
Yeah, I didn't know
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Fight,
It's
okay.
after the match. When he's on the mic, when they interview
Totally
him.
skip that.
Oh, yeah, I skipped that too.
Yeah.
All right, so I should know, but I didn't. My bad. So, interesting.
Didn't what's his name retire yesterday?
I don't know. Who?
The guy from the UFC, the tall guy.
The tall guy from
Gustafson.
Gustafson.
Yeah.
Did he
retired.
really?
Yeah, he retired.
Oh shit! I
Yeah,
missed
he,
it.
he
I
lost
didn't watch
to
the whole
Anthony.
Anthony
And he's
Smith.
always
Smith.
gotten so close. He just gets to that highest
always
level
bridesmaid-
and just can't
bridesmaid.
quite.
Yeah, what do you do? I mean,
Yeah.
just become a stepping stone, or
You know what? Who I want to see fight soon, though. Speaking of, you guys got the most dope studio here, like with all the artwork and just.
Thank you. I like to
awesome
take all
vibe.
the credit for it, but it's actually all Zito.
I want to see Diaz back in the ring here. and
isn't he scheduled to fight?
Yeah, he's booked to fight somebody, I think.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Who's he booked to fight? I don't even remember.
I don't know. It's probably on the same card with Masvidal Pettis.
somewhere in Florida.
He's
I don't know
scheduled to
where.
fight though. I really don't remember who though.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere too.
Is it Cerrone?
No.
Cerrone's fighting.
Oh wait, is it?
He's fighting here next weekend. He's fighting. Who's he fighting?
Jesus, is that already?
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
Oh my god. Our fans are screaming at us right now that I can't even keep track of
That's
the
when
fact that the
when you
UFC
take-
is
when
going to
you
be in our
take 2 weeks
hometown.
off, Javi. That's what
Hey,
happens.
this is not an MMA podcast. This is a jiu-jitsu
No,
podcast. So
That's true. That's true.
we
Only
get
some of the
that.
fans are screaming at us. The rest of them are like, "What's going on in Chicago?"
Yeah, you're right.
next week?"
Cerrone is fighting. He's fighting someone good too. It's a
Just
good
look it
fight.
up. Instead
Yeah.
of like sounding like
The
idiots right now,
fuck.
let's just
Right.
look it up.
Let's just all jump on our phones. Ask Siri. Siri, who's Donald Cerrone's next opponent?
Yeah.
We're all going to feel stupid when somebody says it too.
Somebody's I mean, can people listen live or
No,
Oh,
unfortunately
okay.
not.
But tomorrow, people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, he's fighting this guy." You know,
Fuck,
Everyone
idiots.
knows that.
God, there's so much in the brain, man. I can't even. Here we go. Events. All events. Their fucking website.
Ferguson.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ferguson.
Jesus.
Christ.
That's a super
Yeah.
fight
All right,
there.
we're editing that whole thing. Bruno, if you're listening to me, edit that whole thing
How do
out
we run this back? Yeah.
where we
It's so
completely failed to
ridiculous.
realize that it's the Tony Ferguson fight already.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Ferguson. Jeez, I know
give
it's a
up.
good one.
I give up. I can't keep track of all this stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's a scary fight for
All parties involved.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. I like Tony Ferguson, but man, Cerrone's the man. Like, how do you bet against Cerrone?
Yeah, exactly. How do you cheer against Cerrone? You
Yeah,
know what I
how
mean?
do-
Like
exactly.
he's like the
How do you do
people's
it?
champ right now. You know, he brings in his son. You know, he's
Right.
He's just like an OG now. You know, at this
Yeah.
point, he's an OG. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's the man. Cerrone's the man.
This will hopefully be a fantastic fight. No matter who wins, no matter who loses, we as the fans will win. I hope.
Long as
Yeah,
it's- but
right,
long-
right.
long-
So no bias for you because I know you train at TP, and you know I know how you TP guys are. You guys are like TP for life. You know.
I'm actually totally not that guy. There's no picture of me throwing up
TP
gang
for
signs at all.
so
But
Henry Cejudo, Marlon, that's the main event.
Oh
Moraes.
yeah,
Valentina versus
that is
Jessica
a
Ai.
fucking good fight, man.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, I'm a fan of Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I saw the
fucking
preview
beast.
last night. And I just got pumped up for the
Yeah.
fight. But I mean, Cejudo is just a different animal right now. He's the if on paper he's the greatest fighter ever on paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on paper.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, how do you beat UFC champion?
He's got better
gold
credentials
medalist?
than anyone else.
Right.
in that
exactly.
terms. Yeah.
Exactly. Before him, I think it was Alistair. Alistair was the most decorated before him.
From his K1 experience. You're
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah. We're just talking combat sports in
Yeah,
general.
yeah,
You know, your
okay.
accolades.
Ugh, yeah, like there's been several other Olympians that have come in. Most of them not medalists. Ronda was a bronze medalist in judo.
What's his
see, who
name?
else?
Cormier. What was he?
He was an Olympian, but he didn't.
Oh, he didn't place.
He didn't
didn't
medal,
place,
did he?
no.
No. So yeah, like a lot of high level guys, but yeah, like only gold medalist in the UFC, also a champion.
Right.
Yeah,
So when I say most decorated, like that's what I'm counting. I'm counting the accolades that count the most.
Right.
You know, and he has them. You know.
no, for sure. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight.
Right. It will be. Yep.
So Nate's fighting Pettis in August.
Anthony Pettis.
The mysterious Pettis again.
There you go. That's what it was.
Right after
good.
that
That's a good
grappling
fight.
That's
match.
at 170. It's at 170, right? Probably.
I would think it'd be 155, but
Because I know Pettis just fought at 170, right?
Yeah, he just
He just
he
knocked
went
out.
up, and everyone was like, "Oh God, he's going to be so undersized." And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm fine."
These guys who go up in weight look so fucking good. I don't know why they're fucking
Why
weight
everyone's cutting so
Why
much weight?
everyone's
He looks
cutting weight.
small at 170 though, compared to Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy's super lanky,
Wonder
yeah.
Boy is just really tall.
Right.
Wonder
Wonder
Boy-
Boy is
Wonder
not
Boy-
a small person.
Probably should be fighting at 185.
Yeah.
You know,
Word.
everyone should be up a weight class.
well, a lot of people are though now.
Yeah.
Ever since the whole rule about not being able to rehydrate through IV.
Or take steroids.
Yeah. Or that. You know what's crazy though about all of that is how they're saving their samples.
Yeah.
You know, so
For tests
in
later,
10
yeah.
years from now, like, are we going to come back and find that they review them all and
What's
everyone's
crazy is
cheating still?
that I didn't know they didn't test for EPO. Like that
I didn't
was
know that. I assumed it's
Yeah, well,
I think
apparently,
that's part of
apparently
the-
Dana White also assumed that.
exactly. He didn't even know, and he's the president.
nuts.
He's like, wait, what? We don't do what? It's too
It's
expensive.
weird too,
What?
because even before I swear some guys got popped for EPO.
They did because
Right,
the guy
so-
against Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
his name?
Jesus Christ, I can only remember Puncher King. The
For make, not for make.
no, the Russian guy.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
Jesus,
Blag or something.
doesn't matter. Anyhow, dude got popped for EPO.
Yes, he did.
So, like, how do you get popped for EPO and then suddenly we've got a more rigorous standard of testing and no one's testing for it ever?
Right.
Yeah,
well, it's
that's-
supposed to be all enforced by USADA, right? And that's one of the banned substances by USADA. So how could they not?
Well, like the impression I got from, I think Rogan was talking about it. So, regardless, the impression I got was like it's an extra expensive addition to the normal test because it
Right.
doesn't show up on the normal litany of tests that they
Right.
do. I don't
I
know.
get that, but that's crazy. I mean,
no, it sounded super
I know
cra-
that like the androgynous, like muscle building, compounds get all the press or whatever. But I would think that the cardio aspect of EPO would have way more of an advantage like
Sure.
in terms of MMA,
Yeah.
than any
Being able
other
to keep
stuff.
a pace.
Oh, yeah.
For fucking 3 to 5 rounds. Jesus Christ,
Yeah. No,
that's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, it was shocking when that revelation was made that it wasn't being tested.
Do you think TJ only did that one time?
Clearly, only that one time, despite all the claims of his former teammates. Like that's the thing. Like a whole
Wait,
bunch
are you
of
being
people
serious now?
Yeah, like a whole bunch of people called him out beforehand. So that like really brings a lot of stuff into question.
Exactly.
But he's also only popped on the one. So you know,
So
that's-
speculatively,
that's all
he
we
probably
can
did it. Through
That's
his whole
all we
career.
can judge him on is the one that we definitely know about.
I
But
mean,
there's been a whole
I don't-
bunch of shit.
you could
talk
judge him that way. I'll judge him
There's been a whole
a
bunch of
lot
shit
otherwise.
talked on him prior to that before he ever popped for anything. So
It's just terrible.
also one of my friends and training partners introduced me to one of the greatest troll accounts I've ever seen on Instagram.
What's that?
It's called BJJ Steroids,
Okay.
and it is fairly hysterical.
Is it?
Very aggressive too. Like
I'll have to follow that.
So I'm gonna put that on there right now. But have you seen the Instagram? Well, it's kind of a troll account, but it's more of a fake thing. It's Don Janaher.
yes,
That is
Oh yeah, that's
hysterical.
hilarious. Yeah.
So
not seen this.
fucking funny.
Don Janaher.
But some of those photos of him, like just huge
From back
and all
in the
that,
day?
are real. Those are some of them.
Oh yeah,
most
that's
of them
real.
are real.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
is this
all
where
real.
he's like a giant?
Yeah,
That's really him? I thought
think
those were
so.
Photoshop.
No, the ones
no,
where he's
no.
like picking up chicks, and then they write this huge post that's like, like 8 paragraphs long. I'm like, how do you even have time to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's some
sounded
serious
exactly
dedication.
the way that he talks, like about him like debating like what he says to a chick at a bar, or just like
Is it really? They
It's
actually go-
hilarious.
Oh, so
my
they find other topics,
Other
but
topics.
they talk how he
just how he talks
Right.
and
That's
post
hilarious.
What we're
hilarious.
going to
Wow.
secretly find out is that John Donaher himself is responsible
He's
for a
trolling
troll
himself?
account.
That would be priceless.
Yeah.
That would be good. But you got to remember, I mean, that's crazy that someone actually is doing that, because you figure, like, who the fuck would, only jiu-jitsu people would probably be following that. How many followers does that thing have?
All the
Quite a
jiu-jitsu
few,
people.
yeah, everybody. Does it really? Everybody that does jujitsu.
Man, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
Yeah.
How's that cheese, Javi? What do you
It's
think?
delicious.
You liked it, right?
I'm loving this. This is sharp provolone from
Sharp
Mariano's.
provolone.
Yeah, we need
No,
to-
I actually bought that off Amazon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sharp provolone off it. What?
I buy everything off Amazon, dude.
So, AKA Whole Foods, right? So when
Yeah,
you buy
they-
food off of Amazon, it comes
Exactly.
from Whole
Most of it
Foods.
comes from
Yeah.
Whole Foods. Yeah, yeah.
They shipped that thing in, like, there was
Little
like
cold case?
and I'm like,
Yeah.
the shipping
crazy.
must have been super expensive. The cheese was like $14. I'm like, geez, the packaging was
So-
probably double that.
Not that I really want to start an Amazon commercial in the middle of all this, but I use the shit out of them too. I'm like,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, best deal on earth.
Sure, yeah.
But are you ordering a lot of food through Amazon?
Yeah.
Are you actually signed up for their?
No.
What the hell's that? Okay, so
No, I'm not signed
so
up
you're,
for
like,
anything. I
paying
just-
more
groceries.
for it.
I probably am. I'm probably not doing it right.
I was hoping that you were, because I was gonna be like, "Hey, is it worth it?" You know,
No, I
my,
have no
my wife
idea.
and I've talked. Okay, never mind. You're useless to me. Change
No.
the subject.
No, but I've recently started looking a lot, and it seems that a lot of the cost for the Amazon groceries is all inflated, like $2 or $3, can compare to what you can get in the store.
Right.
So I think you are paying for some delivery cost. but-
Some type of premium.
Right.
Like,
They're gonna work it
Don't
out
have
in
to
the
leave
end.
your chair or your couch or anything like that.
I don't know. Might actually work out saving gas money. My wife runs to the store way too frequently for groceries.
Time is money too.
Yeah,
Just-
that too.
Yeah.
That, absolutely. But I don't know. A topic for another day. Research that.
Yeah, I also heard from my landlord that they're talking about taxing people more who have cars in the city of Chicago.
like
Yeah, so
Like
just
you
having
own a car?
Yeah,
It's just like increasing the registration
increasing-
fee.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then also they were talking about a leave tax. If you decide to move out of state, they're going to charge you a leaving.
That's
Really-
fucked up.
Wait,
leaving-
what?
a leaving
That's crazy.
Illinois tax.
That's crazy.
That's what he was just talking
Man, that
about.
better not pass. That's
That is
that's
fucking
I can't even.
nuts.
How could you
How are they going
enforce
to chase
that?
you
Yeah,
down?
how's
on
that
Yeah,
legal?
I don't know, man. This is fucking Illinois. We are the worst state in the world.
We got a lot
Well,
of
we tax
craziness going
groceries
on.
too, which is like pretty much a necessity in order to live.
Right.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you don't get taxed like that in Indiana for groceries.
Yeah, no,
It's-
buy all your
it's-
groceries in Indiana, people.
Or
Illinois is
entertainment
bad.
tax.
Illinois
Yeah,
is
Like
that
when you
one.
go see a movie, that's terrible. I mean, we're not going to like Six Flags, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
yeah, it's unfortunate what's going on here.
Yeah. No, I hadn't heard anything about that. And now I have to look it up and get angry.
But
Thanks.
hey, we just passed. What was it? Friday.
Legalization
of
We're gonna talk about that?
recreational use of marijuana.
Yeah.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I work a lot. I have no idea what that's going on.
I
lot's
didn't know
going
that.
on this
I mean,
weekend.
I don't
know.
really smoke, you know, so
Yeah,
I don't really
either do I.
follow those news, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just adjacent to it constantly, so yeah, I don't eat. I don't
So
touch
wait.
the
So what does
stuff.
that mean
Right.
now? So anyone could just walk around smoking weed?
Yeah, it's not like it's got to go into effect, but yeah, it got passed through both, I think, the House and the Senate.
So it's going to be like Denver here?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I
Well,
think it'll
they'll,
be the
they'll have
11th
like, you know, just like
state.
dispensaries just on like Milwaukee Ave and Wicker Park type
There'll be a
thing.
whole lot more green signs. popping up
Even though
everywhere.
they do already, right?
You can hold up to like
Yeah, but those are all
30
medical, right?
grams.
So right now officially you need the card, and then now with
Yeah,
this
you-
law
you-
passing, you don't need the card.
You need all the.
So,
need
so
a
my
card.
daughter can walk into this store and just buy weed. She'd be like, marijuana, weed.
You
and
don't
she
need
can
a
buy it.
medical marijuana card.
But you have to be 18. How old's your daughter?
She's like 2. So
Okay.
I'm just
Let me see some ID. Oh, this is a good fake ID. Here you go.
she gives some fake money, some kids play money.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, you can buy recreationally. You don't need a medical marijuana license. You can grow up to a certain amount, and I think you can hold up to 30 grams, about an ounce, like without getting in trouble. So yeah, I've actually
cool,
talked to a lot of people today that haven't even that don't smoke, and they're like already going out and like buying bongs and
Making
doing
plans.
I'm like, you're crazy. Like, when did you start smoking? I didn't know this. you know?
Right.
But it's definitely, that just shows you how much it's probably going to boost tax revenues and.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not going to give us less taxes. They're just going to tax more. And
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not going to say, okay, hey, we got this new thing.
We have enough
we're
money.
Lower taxes.
Yeah,
we're
Things-
killing it now.
Things that have never actually happened in the government ever.
No,
Yeah, we're going
yeah.
to give you money back.
Right, yeah. We're going
We're
to
going
tax
to
you
eliminate
less.
these other taxes
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because we have plenty of tax revenue.
I dare them to prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong.
The problem is that they're so far behind. It's so far gone that they're so far in debt. That
Why did you
nothing-
bring up this depressing
I'm sorry.
topic?
It's
Yeah, man.
annoying,
Let's
man.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I'm pretty sure your fans don't want to listen to groceries and taxes,
lot of
and
our-
how shitty Illinois is.
How mundane this podcast has become. Previously, we used to talk about
I think we
jiu-jitsu
just
and
lost 10
MMA.
listeners.
Yeah.
We got a lot of listeners in Australia. They can give a shit about. They're living
They
good life
definitely
over
are.
Oh, do you really? You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Australia.
cool.
That's cool.
That's his theory. My theory is we got a lot of guys going through VPNs. That's my thought.
That's probably too, yeah. For other reasons.
Yeah, a lot of guys doing some shady operations.
Not to listen to your podcast, but maybe doing something else on it. But, hey, now the Aussies can come here and smoke pot in the Midwest without having any sort of issue. Right?
There we go. A new number one attract. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Have some cheese.
I'm going to try this out.
Nothing else. Nothing else to offer. Oh, there's.
It's like
Nice
a cutting
knife.
board too. This table's like a
Yeah.
cutting board.
Right.
Well, it is now.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know where to go from there.
So how was your little guy open mat?
It was fantastic. You should have
missed
showed
it.
up.
How's Valco's?
Valco's is an awesome spot.
Yeah, it is.
Plenty of room to roll in there. Didn't have the biggest turnout. I think I'm speculating here. I think the time might have been a little bit rougher for people to get to than the later one.
Yeah, it was right in the afternoon.
But yeah, only way we're gonna know is to try. Haven't figured out where the next one's gonna be, but we're gonna get that set up. So
Was it like the inaugural one? It was the very first little guy open mat.
oh no, the first one was at Alliance in Schaumburg.
That was about a month and a half ago or so.
Oh, okay.
I think Tim helped out.
No, it was
That
like
was a
4
while
months
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
Right?
it was
Oh, that long ago?
And then the second one was at
Monaco.
Soul Fighters.
Yeah,
at
Soul Fighters.
Monaco's. And then this is just the third one, right?
No,
Have I
it's the
lost-
fourth one.
It's the fourth.
We
Shit.
had a New Breed.
Right.
last
Jesus,
month.
sorry. Yeah, that was the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
yeah, this is
today's
the fourth one at Valco. Looking to figure out where the next one's going to be. We'll take a vote and
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Yeah, BJ Jake's yoga.
there we go.
I'm gonna have to cut some weight so I can roll with you guys.
That's
155
that's
or
your,
under.
that's your
buddy.
plan to get in shape.
There you
That's
go.
not too far off.
20
I
pounds.
feel like we might need to make an exception for the school owner who is opening up his home to us. I'm sorry, you have to
I'm
scale
getting
too,
ready
bro.
to smash him. Right? I'm just joking. Yeah, right.
Bring
I'm
these
gonna be
tiny
smashed.
people.
Oh man, yeah, it's a fun open mat though.
It's
I
my
really enjoy it.
it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your favorite?
My favorite open mat? Yeah, for sure.
Oh wow.
Do you know? Of course you know, but do you know how much I prefer to go to an open mat where I know even the guys who are not really 150, but they're at least close. There's one or two guys who are possibly tipping that scale. I compete at 150, but I'm walking around at 165 today, maybe, because I had pizza and beer last night. Yeah, but regardless, it's a different kind of rolling experience for sure when I know everyone's going to be roughly my size,
Right.
you know, whereas I go to another open mat and it's like, oh yeah, no, nobody's rolling with the giant guy over there. I
Try
guess
not
I
to
will.
make eye contact with that
Even
guy.
those people that are a little bit oversized too probably aren't playing the style where they're just trying to smash you.
Absolutely not. Well, actually, no. We do have one guy who's got some great pressure, and I deeply enjoy rolling with him. But yeah, for the most part, it's like nobody's squishing me quite the same way. And also, I'm stupid as hell. So, like, if I do see a giant dude sitting out alone, I'm gonna go roll with him because I'm like, okay, this will be an interesting challenge. Oh, he hates me.
I was this past Saturday or yesterday. We have a new Mineko does like Groupons, and so we get a lot of influx of students coming in with that. And so this kid, he's 6'7".
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
He's a big kid, but
And
he's
just
lanky.
started
Just started jiu-jitsu. So he took-
Is he also heavy, or
No,
is
he's
he just?
he's thin.
Okay.
He's not like thick at all. So then he's sitting on. He came to the open mat. I told him, yeah, you come to the open mat, sure. So he came and then he's the only one sitting down. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna roll with this kid. Let's see. It was fun. I said, listen, I go, it's gonna be a real easy roll, okay? You don't gotta go crazy, okay? Just keep
Listen
it,
to him
kids, keep it
setting
loose.
himself up.
I have to set the kid up because I don't want to. I'm like, I've got my thumb in a cast, my fingers all casted up. I'm like, I'm not gonna try to fight for my life against this 6'7"
Why are you getting
white
jacked
belt.
up so much, man?
Dude,
Whatever happened to your safe game of jiu-jitsu where
It gets
you never
fucked
got
up
injured?
sometimes, okay? So anyway, so he's like, doing his white belt stuff, which is fine.
So
I get it.
elbowing you in the face?
No,
and
no,
being spaz, or
I'm keeping him
up
back with my
kicks?
legs. So I'm keeping back
across
with
the
my legs.
room at 6'7".
And he's just posting his hand the whole time. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking throw up an arm bar and just arm bar.
See what
him.
happens.
Hopefully he's gonna tap. Right? I didn't explain tapping him, but I know he's rolling.
You're
before.
awful. Jesus.
I know, right?
So come to the open mat. You don't understand
Come
anything.
back. But so then he just keeps his hand posted. I'm like, all right. And I literally wrapped my whole body around this kid's arm. I had my leg, like basically
the
doing
limbs.
a go-go plata from the bottom. I was able to wrap my leg around under his chin and then basically get the arm bar from under. And I'm like, is he gonna tap? So I'm just pulling slowly. And finally he's like, oh, he tap. I'm like, all right, okay, good. You know how to
And
tap.
you're like, oh God, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
know how to tap because I didn't explain that.
But he did okay.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
He
Did you
will-
fit on his entire arm? Is what you're saying?
pretty much fit on his whole arm.
However tall you are, that's how long his reach is.
It was so I felt so ridiculous doing arm
I'm sure
bar
you
on him.
looked ridiculous.
I
We
probably
need to
did.
run this footage back. I want pictures of that on the Instagram.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Yeah, dude, my thumb got popped backwards. You ever had
Ouch.
that?
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
I've
both of my
been
thumbs
Both
have
of them,
actually
right?
been. Yeah.
That's been my worst jujitsu injury ever.
Really?
Fortunately,
It sucks.
I haven't had too many other serious ones, but I had one where I was on top in half guard and I was working, and all of a sudden I posted, my thumb went all the way back to my forearm, and it didn't hurt. And I was like, wait, time out. That's kind of weird because it was
Yeah.
just stuck there. So then I moved it back into
Yeah.
place, and it still was like, not a problem. And then about 15 seconds went by, and I was like,
that was it.
I gotta leave. Like, I don't know if it was gonna leave for the hospital or leave to go home and ice it, but I couldn't roll for probably about 2 months.
Yeah.
My whole hand looked like one of those like gloves. If you blew up a glove, it was just like a giant glove with little fingers. The whole thing just swelled up, and I had to rehab it with rubber bands and whatever. But I can totally empathize with that.
Yeah, and that's one that just keeps getting re-injured too.
Exactly.
You're like, I'm fine. I'm going back to training. Oh shit, I hit it on
I did
something.
something too. Like I went and then go substituted for North Avenue beach volleyball. Like a couple weeks afterwards, my thumb was fine, and then as soon as you hit the volleyball, they re-injured
This
again.
is a bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah. Well, I got this brace that actually has like metal in it. It goes over your hand.
Oh, that thing. I
it's-
had that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I could do. And then this, I ordered those neoprene, like they keep the like fingerless tape, or not fingerless tape, rather.
The tapeless finger, the graps or whatever they're called.
They're not.
is it?
No, not those. It's just they're just two sleeves that go over that keep the
okay.
fingers together. They're supposed to be tight compression, like a compression.
Okay.
So for this, but
For that.
Well, definitely, I recommend rubber bands. Like tie them around and keep
Yeah.
opening up your hand. And I think they even sell some sort of thing where they got little grips, but I've never bought
Yeah,
one
I've
of those.
seen
But they
those.
look really interesting.
yeah. This thumb is it's annoying. It's so fucking annoying.
And how long ago did that happen?
2 weeks ago. And then this happened last week.
Yeah, that's gonna be a couple months probably
I
because
know.
you're gonna keep banging it on shit.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Do it now.
You should probably focus on no gi for the time being, so your grips don't fuck you up so much. Since it's
not a bad idea.
Since you've got no thumb effectively on
No
one
thumb,
hand and no pinky on the other.
I know.
Don't try to Ezekiel anybody.
Yeah,
No,
that sounds terrible.
No, like yesterday when I was rolling, I'm like, all right, I'm just taking everyone's back.
We should
So
probably
I'm
just get
gonna-
you like a set of mittens, and you can walk around penguin style.
Yeah.
Just grapple underhooks and shit.
Thanks.
Yeah, hands are like, I don't know. I'm probably on record saying this all over the place. Like core injuries suck because you can't do
It all
anything.
sucks.
No, like some injuries I can cope with, but core and hands are probably amongst the worst because I'm just gonna keep on doing shit to re-injure them.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm fine. I'm gonna grab this lapel. Fuck, I'm not fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like when I injure my elbow or my shoulder, which happens more often than I want to admit, you know, like I can work through that pretty well. You know, it's like, oh, I'm not going to post up on that
You
side
take like a
very
week
much.
off. Maybe by the time all of a sudden a couple months go by, you don't even realize it's not bothering you anymore.
Right. Yeah, and you can make some minor adjustments to your game here and there. You're going to be fine. You can be fine. But yeah, a hand, no, I'm going to keep on using it because I need to.
Yeah. Well,
Because you still can, because you could still make it into practice.
Right.
It's not bad enough where, like, say for example, if you ripped your MCL, you have no
Right.
choice. You're not coming to the gym,
Right.
You know. Whereas if it's your thumb and you could still tape it up or wear that bracelet you have, you're
It's
like, hey,
just
you know
a
what?
little thing.
Exactly. I could still train with this, so why not? You know, let's train with it. And next thing you know, fucking, you know, it gets banged on and just prolongs the whole
Prolongs
healing
injury.
process. You know,
Right,
so.
yeah.
And you're like, Doc,
Yeah,
are you
man,
going to have to
it's-
cut it off?
Well, I put a splint on my pinky, but then I can't type, so that's fucking annoying. And I keep
You
banging
serious?
it.
Don't-
I keep banging it on my door.
Don't you have voice to text, man? This is
No, like at my computer.
on your computer. Don't you have voice to text?
No, I don't.
Man, listen to these first world problems that we have.
Yeah,
I know, right?
You know, speaking of first
I
world
can't
problems,
type anymore.
I know you guys do a lot of no gi, but do gi a lot too. And recently, with a couple of comps, I've been focusing on more of the gi and going through spider guard defense, like lasso offense and defense, and just drilling that all the time. I got to the point where like my calluses on the tops of my fingers just started ripping off, and I couldn't type for work. Like there was
Yeah.
a couple keys where I was like, I had to switch and hit it with a different finger. Like, yeah, first world problems, but I can definitely relate. It's like,
Yeah, right?
ow. Sucks. Pretty crazy.
Oh man, Javi, do you remember when I first put the gi on, like at that seminar?
Yeah, and your hands are cramping
they
up.
were cramping because we were doing like collar chokes.
It was just from collar chokes,
Just
yeah.
collar chokes. I'm like, I can't do this. Like my hands are
Yeah, it
all
was so-
fucking bleeding, and it's so horrible.
It was so funny too because you were coming up to me and like, is this normal? And I had to honestly look at him and go, no, like that's not normal at all. Why are your hands bothering you? What's wrong with your hands?
Maybe for someone that just started.
maybe,
but yeah.
maybe don't grip things like with a death grip the whole
Right.
time.
It's so crazy. Yeah, that was horrible, man. That was horrible. God, hated it. So you like the cheese then? Yeah.
Yeah, there's delicious cheese.
Yeah,
you keep
it is
bringing it
good
back
cheese.
to the
Yeah,
cheese.
it's
in the
nice and
groceries.
stinky, delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
Very sharp.
Very sharp. Just need some good either prosciutto or super sod.
Dude,
It's a little spice.
Maybe a
And some
maybe a nice
bread.
cheese board for all future Grappler Union podcasts.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should do that. You're on that.
Oh,
There you go.
I am I?
There you go.
You should.
Okay.
Just
Not a
so
bad
long
idea,
as you
man.
don't get people chewing into the mic, I think
Right.
it would be a pretty good idea.
Yeah, some
Charcuterie.
genius
I think
decided
that.
that.
Then that charcuterie board, right?
Oh,
So
you
you
got to
say-
get it all fancy and everything
That's
now.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
It cost you an extra $30 at the bar when you use that term. Yeah, no. Whose genius idea was it to have candy that one? What was it?
I don't remember.
Was it Jolly Ranchers or was it
Something.
yeah,
Oh,
Starburst?
Yeah, nonstop.
One of them, either him or Paul, even says on the mic something like, "You think the mics are going to pick this up?" No, I'm sure we're fine.
I don't think so. I think that was a guest maybe said that. I don't know if it was
I'll find the clip.
Find the
Bruno,
clip.
let's find the clip.
So who has been your most interesting guest?
The most interesting guest in the world.
I don't know. I think everyone
Pete the
has
Greek?
a cool.
Pete the Greek is definitely an interesting guest.
He's fascinating.
No denying that.
Yeah. No,
I
I
had to tune in for that. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's turn this on.
About to experience some
I always-
chaos.
Pete. I love Pete, but he's probably the when I talk to people, they're like, don't fact check that episode at all. You can't fact check that episode.
No
You know what's
comment.
crazy, though?
No comment.
I agree. What's crazy though, especially being underneath Pete for so long, if you start to fact check stuff and you see all these things that like are actually true, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah,
You start to-
exactly.
you start to
That's a big
question
thing that we
yourself.
always.
You're like, whoa, you know.
But that, I mean, not banging on Pete, but like that's how the conspiracy theory works too.
That's
like,
Alex Jones, right? That's basically Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
like there has to be enough shred of truth that you start questioning your own sanity, and that's how you go down the rabbit hole.
Exactly. So Pete's our Alex Jones. Is that what you're saying?
Damn.
Yeah, I think there's this one story that I keep on hearing over and over and over again. So Pete's going on his what, like how many years in business? 15 was it?
It's about then, yeah.
Since Rio started?
Since Rio started. So, anyways, yeah, when he first started, he had this blue belt, brown belt, whatever. I'm not gonna call out his name, but he thought he was too cool for school. He was hanging out with Pete at the bar, and Pete was telling him stories about how he used to go to Hawaii and train with BJ, and get him ready for his camp and this and that. And the student that he was talking to, he's just yeah, sure, whatever, Pete, sure, BJ. And then BJ walked into the bar, was like, yo, Pete, what up, Pete? And then they started hugging it out and kissing, whatever, just saying hi. And he's like, oh shit, okay, I mean my words, So little things like that, like it's just he talks, Pete talks a lot, and a lot of the times it's legit,
right?
You know what I mean?
Well,
so
I say it all the time. Like a lot of people treat me as if I know everyone in jiu-jitsu, but Pete actually does know everyone in jiu-jitsu.
He does.
Yeah, like legit. He's been around for years. He's traveled. He's competed against a lot of these guys that that at this point like are household name level legends. He's trained with all these guys and whatnot, and he has the pictures to prove it. So I don't doubt stuff like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't even think Pete got on Instagram too, where all of a sudden he started posting these.
Oh
and
yeah,
everyone
he's got
was
some
like,
great
holy
stuff.
Crap, where was this in your archives? He's got to have this treasure box of.
I
stuff.
love the picture.
All the old photos of him and Carlson and stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But I love the old photo. I can't even remember what event it was. It was like a ADCC or something where it's like him, Lovato, Eddie Bravo, Joe Rogan, like all these guys hanging out. Everyone's recognizable, and it's like, oh, holy shit, yeah, that actually happened.
Yeah. Man, those old school days, that's crazy.
It's funny though, because like getting back to your kind of original question, that's a hard thing to say, not because I'm trying to be like diplomatic or anything, because I definitely have some favorites. But what is consistently like some of our highest rated episodes are some of the older guys that have been around, where like Barry Phillips and Lovato Sr., like a lot of the old school guys that have like all those
Wasn't there
great
just
stories.
A Lovato Senior seminar, like
Yeah, that was
previous
this weekend. I couldn't go to it.
Oh, it was this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was at P3. He was doing a self defense focused seminar. I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was 3 days. So yeah, he was just back in town. But yeah, like those episodes, like we get great compliments on them. Like guys are always like, "Oh man, I learned so much. It's so cool hearing those old stories and whatnot."
I'm sure.
Yeah. So those are some of my personal favorites, and also seem to really resonate with a lot of the fans. So yeah, but it is hard picking a favorite.
Speaking of, Paul Maloney just texted me.
He's alive.
He's alive.
He doesn't know we're talking about him because it's not live.
I know.
But he'll know
I
soon.
actually just started. It was probably about a year ago. Started going back and listening to the oldest episodes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
and you got
those
some.
are-
You got
those
a
are-
lot of good ones on there too. But yeah,
those are
shout outs to Paul.
Interesting episodes. Those first ones, especially when we didn't wait. What's the IBJJF?
Right. Why wouldn't you just
What's
heel
the
hook your way
rules? Yeah.
out of everything? That's a little bit of my fault. Let's be honest. But yeah, no. Zito and Paul might be a little embarrassed about it, but I actually like those old episodes because it's cool. Like there's so much stuff that we take for granted as higher belts that the listening audience doesn't necessarily know. Like we're just tossing around like people on their nickname basis, and they're like, who's this Bruno guy? Like, do I need to look him up? Why is he getting in an argument with a Mikey with an unpronounceable last name?
Exactly. It's going to help the lower ranks. They're listening to four dudes that are just talking, shooting the shit about the worlds, and we mentioned the whole Mikey and Bruno thing, and yeah, they're going to Google it. They're going to look it up. For maybe if it wasn't for this conversation, they would have no idea. They would, So
Yeah. it's just one of those things where so I've always looked back fondly on those episodes where literally the guest has to kind of take them to school and be like, no, this is how it works. This is what the rules are.
And I'm still don't know all the rules because
that's true. That's true.
Here's
well,
one,
I don't either. I
I
haven't actually done the refs course yet. I'm going to, but
right. But here's one I don't. So Keenan Cornelius lost to
decisioned, to low, right,
and then. But he could have still fought again but he hurt his rib, so he can't fight again in the super heavyweight division.
In his own division.
So
that's what kind of puzzles me because
he
when
lost
I signed
low
up for
in the
IBJJF,
absolute, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It was the absolute qualifier.
It was the absolute where he injured his rib.
Right.
How's he fight in the absolute first before his own division?
Okay, hold on.
That's what kind of confuses me about the worlds.
Maybe I'm wrong. Didn't he already fight in his division?
I don't know.
And the absolute.
Well, why is he
afterward?
fighting 3 divisions then?
No, so we were actually talking about this last night either, and I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know why the absolutes go first.
We've definitely established that nobody knows how it works.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah, but the absolutes always they always
do the absolute. Before.
They always do the absolutes, and they'll do the final tomorrow. So all the finals are all tomorrow.
Right.
But how that's established, why they do the absolutes first versus the actual divisions, because in a regular regional Chicago Open, you have to qualify for the absolutes. These guys, they have a pre-qualification.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what puzzles me.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I don't.
Yeah.
Why do they do it that way? No one knows. Okay.
I mean,
Let me dial up Carlos Gracie and get him.
First and foremost, you got to qualify to compete in the worlds, anyways. You know, so
right. You got to earn your points.
You're
at black belt, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have to do that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can't just be some regular Joe Schmo being like, "Hey, I want to do worlds, guys." No.
Yeah. That's
So
for
how many
that's
people
for
are in their
gi
division?
adult worlds. Let's
Gi
be
adult
very
worlds,
clear.
how many-
the
how many-
mundials.
How many
Mundials.
people are in that division? How many people can qualify?
There's a lot.
I mean, there's like what 2 full brackets,
Two
right?
full brackets
Two
for
full
most of the weight
brackets.
classes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's what 16 man brackets.
Yes,
32.
32 guys.
16 one six.
Mind you, most of them like. This is a little annoying, but obviously it's always going to happen because, like, I was looking at some brackets and I'm like, that guy's got to buy, that guy's got to buy, that guy's got to. Why don't we just move these guys out of those brackets and they can fight each other rather than giving 4 separate guys buys? So I don't know how the
It's
bracketing
weird.
works
I mean,
either.
the seating looks weird. Like when I was at the Open the past couple weeks, we had a 5-man bracket, and basically because I was unseeded, I had to start off with one bracket, and the other 3 people got buys.
Okay.
It's like, why wouldn't you have like 2 people fight each other and give one person the buy?
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's very strange.
This is
right?
odd.
So
I mean, there's got to be some kind of. Obviously, there's a reason for it, but it might also have to do with the timing of everything, how everything is timed out, how everyone has their place. Like you're going on a 220 and everything's timed out. Has to coincide with why they make those kind of, we think, silly decisions. It's got to be some kind of mathematical, something to do with how everything is timed out and everything just runs so smoothly, relatively smoothly compared to other.
And I get that, but
competitions.
like my time at the Open was a perfect example of like I didn't think it was going to work like this. So previously, I've competed in a 3-man bracket, okay, and guy in and that was how it was registered out. No more than 3 guys in the division had registered for that. So competitor A and B fight, and then I'm competitor C, so I'm like, oh, do I get a buy into the finals just because like I pulled the lucky straw? And they're like, oh no, you don't get a buy into the finals. You're gonna fight the guy who loses between A and B. Okay, and if you win, then you go to the final. If I had won, I would go to the final. Hold on. If I had won, I would have gone on to the finals, and that guy beats me. He goes back into the finals and fights the same fucking dude that he fought the first time. Okay,
Yes.
Exact same thing happens at the Chicago Open, but because we had a guy, it was a 4-man bracket officially, okay? That guy couldn't make it. They didn't change it to the rules of a 3-man bracket. They said, I won my match by default. Oh. Okay, so now I'm in the finals, effectively got a bye into the finals because my
it's not
opponent
really
was-
like a buy. It's like you got DQ'd for not showing up.
He got DQ'd for
Right.
not showing up. Okay, so the rules worked totally different. So now
Fascinating.
yeah, and I'm like, that's weird. Both of them turned out both of them ended up being a 3-man bracket ultimately, but because we
2
don't
different
have the
types of-
ability
right.
to change the bracket officially in the IBJJF, they have to treat it as a DQ.
Right.
So now I effectively, in that instance, got a buy into the
Exactly.
finals instead of
Wow.
having to fight the loser of AB.
Right. That's what happened with me, Sean versus
Right. Yeah. Almost everyone in our tiny divisions knows what this
we
feels like.
often have 3-man brackets, and we got to kind of like
This is the combination of being small and old. Ultra heavyweights also deal with the same thing. It seems. Right. Yeah. All you normal sized folk, with your 32 plus men divisions. Yeah.
I didn't know that. The 3-man brackets work like that. The IBJJF. I always thought it was single elimination, and if you got the bye, you got the bye.
That was the first I ever heard about.
I thought it was too. Walking into there, I'm like, oh, cool. I guess I can just relax.
Stroll
like,
into the finals.
Yeah. Hey, you got a match? I'm like, I do. Against who? And they're like, yeah, the guy that lost. Oh,
yeah, but there's never usually any competition to determine second place. It's just like whoever loses first, like that, you get third. Whoever loses later on gets second, which is really weird.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the 2 men on the third place.
Why there's 2? Well, that happens in a lot of other sports.
I mean, if you'd fight that out, you'd be there for 4 days, to determine
if everyone had to
that.
compete.
If everyone had to compete for second and third.
Just give them I don't know. I think you should just have one
medal?
person, one medal. And
Man, that's a lonely podium.
Second
though.
and,
like,
no podium. No podium.
Because you need the podium with other dudes. Because otherwise, you don't know if that guy just showed up to an empty division. I actually get I don't get mad. Like, I'm not gonna like blow my top over it, but I do kind of get upset when a guy loses and he doesn't want to go up on the podium. Because then it looks like my division is that much smaller than it already is.
That. Right.
Yeah. So it's like that guy didn't even collect his medal. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm the hypothetical.
Call him out.
The hypothetical person. So like he didn't collect his bronze medal because he's like, I suck today and I'm gonna just storm off. And it's like, man, now there's only 2 of us on the podium, or there's only.
So it looks like you only.
So
had
it looks
one
like
match.
I had one match.
Exactly,
Even if I.
Right.
That's happened to me more than once.
Exactly. I understand that. Like it's I mean.
I like the idea of just one place, one guy wins it all.
Could I be surrounded by hot ring card girls?
You could, for sure. For sure.
There's
Whatever
no
you
one
want.
else there.
Puppies, ring card girls,
I take
cats,
puppies,
whatever you want.
Not cats. I'm allergic to cats.
Okay.
Fuck you and your cats.
Right. Whatever you want. But I just like the idea of just one winner, man.
See, I don't, man, because I have like kid competitors, and every single medal. It doesn't matter if it's first, second, third, 2/3, whatever. It's like, it's something they get to bring home. They get to show their friends. Yeah. It's like it's a symbol of hard work. Know. So, I mean, I like the first place, first, second, third.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want like participation trophy level.
No.
But for sure,
I'm definitely against that. Like every day we're competing. My kids are competing every single day. There's a winner every single day. So.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I don't look at it the way you do with the kids. That makes sense. I'm just looking at like in like UFC. You have people who are ranked, and then you have your champion, and everyone's trying to get at that champion. So I'm looking at like, can jiu-jitsu get there? Can jiu-jitsu?
I think that's a different structure though.
Yeah,
that's
a different structure.
Tournament
It's like a fight to win structure.
Yeah, you're right. It's more like a fight to win.
Yeah, like.
Well, fight to win. I don't know what they're doing with their structure. Their structure is
true. Yeah.
That's a weird.
Well, Seth just had surgery. He's got a lot more time to answer emails now. You can go ahead and hit him up and ask him to clarify.
I just got to if you have a roster of people, rank them, and then let's see who the champions are and who's up next to get that belt, or what people have to do to get that belt. If you don't have a roster of names,
I mean internally he does though.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
he wants a
website that looks like the UFC or some shit like that. Probably.
Well, it's just I just want to see.
I think Flo's done it. There's a list of current champions.
Rankings, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unofficial. It's unofficial.
I
think it's just
the list of champions because we were able to pull that up, and I'm pretty sure it was on Flow. Okay. So we were able to pull up a list of current champions in Fight to Win, but like none of us, and I don't know what would actually be involved in it. None of us actually know who like the number one contender for a given belt is or anything.
Because
like
Kyle
that.
Terra has a belt.
Yeah, he does.
How many Fight to Wins is he doing?
I have no idea.
Exactly. He's got a lot of belts floating out there. And next thing you know, I mean, if he wants to spice up a card, then he'll put up like a master
world belt.
A master belt. And it's like, where
you know
did this
what?
come
That
from?
flexibility is awesome though too. I mean,
it's like UFC giving out interim belts. Like, we're just doing an interim.
Man, I'm less down with the interim belt personally
I
because that is
agree.
like that more often than not is strictly used to determine who the number one contender should be, so that we can then do a title versus title unification match with the returning champion. And it's just like, man, how many times I got to hear that before it gets boring? I'm going to answer you. It was 3 times. After the 3rd time, I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care.
It is weird, that interim belt. Yeah, because Tony should still have one.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony
got totally.
That's a
screwed
particularly
over.
bizarre
Tony Ferguson
one.
should still have it.
Yes.
It's so weird that they're just like, nope, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Does Kobe Covington still have his?
Doesn't he?
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know. What happened to him?
He's still got the worst, most bizarre. I know Paul loves it, but like his trolling is so bizarre. Like he's always talking about nerds and banging girls, and I'm just like,
You see his Instagram? It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's goofy,
So
but it's
stupid.
just like somebody literally handed him like Donald Trump's playbook. Of
Right, yeah.
insults, and I'm not kidding at all. Like he straight up steals Donald Trump's insults, and then was just like, okay, we need to spice this up. So talk about how you have sex with attractive women and how none of your haters do. That's all you need.
That's it.
And he's like, okay,
He's creating
cool,
a character.
I'm
right?
gonna run with
He's-
this.
He's a character.
Oh yeah.
He's
like,
not always like that, right?
I have absolutely no doubt that it's an act. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's actually really that person, but
It's kind of like Dylan Dennis. Like, is that guy really like that?
I think
I know
he is.
countless
I don't
people
know.
that have said he's not really like that. Yeah.
But he had this one video. It was so awkward. So he had this super
He's
hot.
super
He
awkward.
had this super hot chick that was like riding him. They were in bed, and then he just slaps her ass. He's like, "Come on, baby." And then the clip ends. It's just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
The dude
fuck
also
is this?
the dude also posed like thug life with a BB gun. I mean, like,
Right, exactly.
you know, like,
And just like like
his
like,
Instagram persona is
balling out of control.
bizarre.
He's got like $300. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
But he's getting the attention.
Yeah,
though.
I was about to say,
that's the
and
thing.
yet here we are talking about it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to give him props for at least getting his name out there.
Yeah.
You know, he got signed to Bellator. You know,
yeah,
for
he got flying kicked by Khabib. You know, not
Yeah, he
not all
did.
of us can say that.
that helped him. That helped
Yeah,
him
no,
for
it did.
sure.
It
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, bizarrely.
God.
Yeah, he's
funny.
he's one of the more interesting characters in our circle. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting characters, though.
but do all of them have the Instagram following that Dylan Dennis does?
No,
Gor-
I mean,
I think
does
Gordon-
AJ?
Gordon
Because
Ryan-
AJ's pretty close, right?
Gordon Ryan's it.
Yeah, but those are
good
like
one.
the guys. Like
Right,
we've
yeah.
just said the 3 names of the most loved / hated
And
dudes.
even to some degree, I think even Gordon is just like playing it up too.
you know,
you know,
Yeah, for
100% he is. Like in real life, he's actually kind of quiet.
So,
It's funny.
so that sister that he always talks about, what the fuck is going on
It's
with
his girlfriend,
that?
right?
Is that his girlfriend?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
He's
know.
always like,
I don't want to
"Thanks
discuss
the,
this on air.
to the greatest big sister ever," and it's just like,
It's creepy.
The fuck? I thought they were fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
Yeah,
Sonny.
Sonny.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sonny.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, they gotta
that's his-
be. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, that's his girlfriend and,
okay,
and his personal trainer.
All right, I just
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
when they
100%.
post, I get confused. I have no idea.
Right.
Is that his personal trainer? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Like,
she is actually the one working.
Oh, she- yeah.
developing his workout routines. And
Right,
whatnot,
okay.
so.
Getting them huge.
on and off the mats. Right? Yeah.
Swole.
Swole. Hilarious.
Swole, yeah.
Oh, man.
What a bizarre name for that ridiculous run-on sentence of a name for that video he produced too.
What's the video is that?
You don't know about that?
No.
Oh, okay. So Gordon's first foray into instructional videos was, and I'm going to mess it up for sure, but getting swole as a grappler, how I went from 170 pounds to 220 pounds in 8 months. Like, that's the title. Available on bjjfanatics.com. Check it out.
That's good.
I probably messed up a detail there, but like that's
how ridiculous
that's the run-on
it is.
sentence that is the title. Yeah.
That's funny.
No further commentary on that, by the way.
Yeah, which yeah, he just ate his way up there.
Yeah, clearly horse meat.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
But yeah, so getting back to it, yeah, I feel like AJ, Dylan, and Gordon are kind of like those guys in our community, much as like, you know, Chael Sonnen,
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, you know, I guess Colby kinda, not really, but are those guys in their community?
Or now like Ben Askren, sort of. But
Man,
Ben Askren.
Ben's been like that for years. Like you could still you can still go on old like wrestling forums where he was like a teenager, like talking shit to opponents and whatnot. He's pretty famous for that. So that is not all just like UFC internet persona. He's been doing
He's just
that.
always been kind of trolling people.
I'm sad that Woodley versus what's his name is off. What's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Marty?
You're right.
Lawler.
Oh,
Lawler.
Robbie?
Yeah, versus Woodley. That fight's off.
I haven't
Woodley's
heard of the
injured.
circumstances of it.
Woodley's
What happened?
injured.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think Ngannou versus Dos Santos
is the main card
the
now.
main card now. Yeah.
I can't keep up anymore. I really
So many
can't.
fights.
I tried.
I didn't even realize there was a fight on yesterday. I was like, till
Well, I knew about it because I was getting updates about it, and that's how I knew about it. Like the UFC app is like, hey, you should tune in right now. This is really
yeah,
cool.
I turn
I'm
off
like,
all
oh,
that
no,
shit.
no.
Yeah, I don't want to watch.
So what, do you guys pay for UFC Pass along with ESPN Plus?
do.
Me too, man. I don't know what to do about
Sucks.
that.
I mean,
Everyone's confused on this situation.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I don't pay for the ESPN Plus just out of like pure like spite.
Bite.
It's
Okay.
$5.30.
Yeah, I mean, I
a
really
month.
want
That's what
to,
it comes out
but-
to $5.30 a
Like
month.
you screwed over the Fight Pass fans. Like, why did you do that? You know, it's
I don't get it.
not to mention that how many times you log into Fight Pass and it says it's blacked out for your area.
Yeah, what's up with
Right,
that?
exactly.
Fucking
You know,
bullshit.
that's why you got to
Get
tune
a-
into Australia.
Or you got to have a VPN that would then
Yeah,
scramble that.
that's what I said. Yeah, that's our Australian fan base right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but that whole thing was a fucking
They
annoying.
just
It's
got to they got to
annoying.
work that
No,
out.
it
There's
is.
got to be like one sort of channel for the UFC.
Or,
to-
you know,
Yeah.
if you subscribe to ESPN, you get Fight Pass half off. You know,
Something.
give me, you know, where I'm still spending $9.99, Fight Pass, and
Why aren't you
But Fight
tweeting?
Pass
Why
was
aren't you tweeting
supposed
this
to
at
be
Dana?
that.
Come on.
Well,
It was
why don't they
supposed to
just
be that
integrate
until
it?
they signed the deal with ESPN, and then they took that away from their Fight Pass fans.
That's the thing. Like Fight Pass was supposed to be everything for the longest time. It was everything, and it was a pretty good service. I actually really like. Okay, I've had mixed results, but I like that conceptually the ability to go back and look at the library of old fights.
Yeah.
You know, figure out like look at like a fighter's entire career and just like pull all those fights up and go through it and watch them grow and see that. So like for studying fighters and whatnot, it was really really cool. But then like it also wasn't perfect. Like it wasn't as refined as it could be, and hopefully ESPN's going to throw a whole lot of money at this and make it totally worth it.
I mean, just even some of the replays too, like watching the Polaris event on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Like to try to go watch it after it was done live is just like painful because you'd go and you try to watch the replay and you'd like forward to where you left off, and then it would like drop out. You had to start over from the beginning and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they got some tech updates that they need to do, like for better streaming.
Yeah. This, as of right now, I think we're in the transition phase, and it's really fuck all annoying. But maybe a couple of years from now, we're gonna be like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever!
Yeah.
It's $5 for ESPN Plus, and it's got all these great features." But yeah, for right now,
And the whole blackout thing, I think, is ridiculous. Like
it is ridiculous.
especially when it's after the fact. It's one thing when it's live, but when it's like 2 weeks after and you want to go watch the event and it still won't let you watch it because it says it was blacked out in your area. Like,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
because some of those undercards are fucking good, and you
Yeah.
didn't DVR them, and you just want to watch them, and why aren't they on Fight Pass?
clearly your fault for not DVRing them.
I don't have a DVR. I mean, I do. I have. I use DirecTV Now, which is just web based, and it has an online DVR. But I just never remember when shit's on.
Watch the UFC schedule. That.
Yeah, as we were just discussing, I
Right.
can't keep track of the
Can't keep
UFC
track.
schedule at all anymore. I certainly can't remember to set my DVR for all of it.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe actually I should probably just talk to my wife and be like, "Honey, can you DVR all future UFC episodes?"
Yeah, then when
And
are you gonna watch
she'll
them?
be like, "Boink boink, done."
Yeah. But you're never gonna be able to watch
Just
them.
DVR ESPN. Like, just nonstop. I got plenty of storage space.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah, but I mean, with everything going now to streaming, everyone's getting nickel and diming you every month to get $10, $15. Netflix just raised their prices. Everyone's just raising their
Yeah.
prices.
Well, I mean, that's inevitable. You
I
know
know.
that's going to happen. When I signed up for Netflix, which was not really in the disc era, like it was like $9.99, I think.
yeah,
$8.99,
that's what it used to be,
I can't
$9.99.
Yeah, I can't.
Or no,
remember.
it was you're right.
Yeah, I think it was
$7.99. I think it was
Was
at
it-
one time.
Regardless, it was cheaper than it is now.
For sure.
And
What's it now? Like $12.99?
well,
Yeah, they just raised it one more time again. They just raised it like
Yeah.
twice in the past.
Yeah,
like year.
$15.99.
Right.
You know, you could have on more than two devices.
right, and we've got like a family pack, so there's
Yeah.
like 5 of us on that account.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
fucking a lot of money.
it's expensive, but I also use it a lot, so I appreciate it. So I'm not
The
gonna
way I
complain
looked at
too
it though
much.
is I just canceled HBO now that Game of Thrones is over. So it's like now I have
True.
an extra
I
15
I
bucks.
really want to know, like I desperately want to know how many subscribers HBO
Just
just over Game of Thrones.
I mean, it's
All
Game
of
of
them.
Thrones.
That's my
Did you
suspicion.
guys watch that?
Oh God, what?
I don't watch
Let's
it.
not go down that
Yeah,
rabbit hole, but
It's fucking ridiculous. I can't even believe
so
it.
sad. I'm still sad.
So my wife and I were always like, I mean, what are we missing? Should we watch the show? So are you guys saying don't watch the show?
no, I'd still watch it. But it was just
Okay.
for being such a unbelievable series, probably like one of the best series in the last
Lackluster.
decade. The last season, just really.
To be fair
crushed
though,
it.
one of my buddies and I were talking about this. Like, I do struggle to come up with a show that actually ends instead of just getting canceled abruptly. Like, I don't know off the top of my head
So come in.
of a show that was
Walk right in.
really good in terms of
Sweet
runtime,
one.
and then like the end
Yeah,
is
yeah.
nigh,
It's
and
open.
it's like, oh,
It's
that was
difficult.
amazing.
There's a lot of build up.
yeah. Like most of them end pretty
It's hard
poorly.
to deliver that. You know, I'll say Oz was really good. I mean, that's a little bit older. Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is usually the first one that comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Prison
Yeah.
Break. That kind of fizzled
Sopranos
out, but
fucking-
yeah, Sopranos is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, recently it's really hard when you got that sort of viewership and everyone like even the people that are talking about like just the fanatics, all these different alternative scenarios and like almost like conspiracy theories about what the way they think it should have ended and
Right,
everything.
right.
And then it doesn't end that way and they feel let down. You know, it's like it's really hard to deliver.
It is, but I think the real problem is like most people, even the people I think that liked the finish, and I have a lot of them on my friends list apparently.
Wait, they
Wait,
liked Game
people
of
that
Thrones?
liked it?
Yeah, I know plenty of people that liked it that were
Okay.
who were either
No, they were sleeping. They weren't paying attention.
stop. So I know people that liked it, or at minimum felt it was at least a satisfying conclusion. The vast majority of the people that I know are like, this felt rushed and is horribly disappointing and like no payoff for any of the things that I wanted. And we're talking about this again, despite my resistance to doing so. But so that was the real problem to my eyes. Wasn't that like, oh, it didn't end how I wanted it to. It was like, no, like I'm okay that it didn't end how I thought it was going to end. I'm not okay with the fact it was a rushed mess.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't written by the same people and it was a rush right.
So
Why wasn't it written by the same?
man, I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
With
Yeah,
that,
it was-
I'm going to have another beer.
Yeah.
It was definitely.
You've almost
bizarre.
tempted me at this point. Bro,
Really, huh?
Game of Thrones.
You want any,
Jesus.
Jeff?
It's so
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, getting back to it, like the problem is I can wholeheartedly recommend that you watch, say, the first 4 seasons for sure. Out of 8 seasons, those first 4 seasons are strong. And then it starts slipping a little bit at like 5 and 6. 7's actually pretty rough, but like we were all super excited for season 8, the finale, that we were like, we're going to excuse the weak points of 7 because we're going to get the payoff in season 8. And then season 8 gets here and we're just like, I'm very sad. Nothing about this at all seems to make me happy.
Yeah.
Why did I invest so much time in this? Yeah.
Yeah. People named their kids after.
Yeah, that's got to be a rough
That's
one.
a fuck- that's
I
fucking
wouldn't look at it
funny.
though as in like invest so much time because it was an enjoyable time too.
No.
Yeah.
But like I didn't get any kind of appreciable payoff. So
out here. I think so. I'll go see.
no, so yeah.
Good.
But yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, if you named your kid Daenerys, you're probably and there's a lot
You're
of
gonna
them.
eat it at the end.
Well,
yeah.
no, you're just gonna always refer to that kid as Danny, probably. But
So
yeah.
your parents named you after what, or how'd you get your name?
Hodor.
Yeah. Right.
The last true
Oh
hero.
man, yeah. That's and even that other show. God, what the hell is the show? I'm losing my fucking mind. I can't remember anything. It's filmed here in Chicago.
Fire?
No.
Batman.
No, it's a television show. God, I cannot think of it.
Why'd you bring it up?
Because I was saying how unfortunate because it's slipping off. Also, it's just doing. It's not doing. I don't even know if they're gonna come back with it. What the fuck's it called? That's how bad my mind is.
Relatively
People are,
speaking,
like,
I watch
screaming. They're like,
I
"This
watch
is what
very
it
little
is."
TV, so like I'm not the guy to be discussing
Have a
this
seat.
at all.
Have a seat.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thanks
Jeff's
for
gone
having
and
me.
he brings his
Super cool.
wife in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you'd like a drink too, I'm your
He was
local
actually
bartender.
going to have one.
I might, yes.
So
Which one would you like? I got wheat beer, amber, Hefeweizen that's dark, pumpkin beer.
I'm going to talk shit on any of our
sounds
previous
cool,
guests, but this is definitely
Pumpkin one?
a step
All
up in the bringing beer to the podcast studio.
Shameless. That's what it was.
Oh,
Shameless.
shit.
Shameless is disappointing.
It's falling off.
Yes.
Okay,
Falling off.
is that your jam, or are you just hearing about this through the grapevine?
No, I've watched it, and it's disappointing. Have you ever seen Shameless?
A few episodes.
Yeah,
Jeff's super into it, but I can't.
Oh, you can't get on board?
No.
Oh, wait. Jeff should be in here discussing this?
Maybe Jeff should be in there discussing.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
He was just asking us if you guys should start watching Game of Thrones, and we're like, maybe not. Whereas just last year, I'd be like, yes, absolutely. Why wouldn't you? It's amazing.
Yeah, I heard the ending was super not great.
Pull that mic right up to you. That's all.
Yeah.
And you can move it all around. There you go. Usually like a fist away. That's all.
Cool.
And your name is?
Deanna.
Deanna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
You're
No
welcome.
problem. You know, we've had a couple of. So he was talking about like the name of the studio, obviously, but yeah, we've had a couple of people that are pretty deeply involved in yoga. That are also jiu-jitsu practitioners, so like Joey Deal,
Yep.
Jim Bennett from Brazil 021. But you guys are doing something a little bit different. So he's all the jiu-jitsu, and do you train at all, or are you just all the yoga?
All the yoga.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got certified in, yoga to teach, and Jeff's obviously been doing jiu-jitsu for years. It's one of his passions, clearly. So we, about a year ago now, decided to kind of join forces and, do this thing together. So, we're trying. We think it's a really cool concept and idea to definitely have both. There's huge benefits for the jiu-jitsu men and women to train yoga. So really kind of what I do, the bulk of it is a vinyasa style yoga. But I also incorporate more of a restorative yoga for BJJ. Yeah. So it's really geared towards the jiu-jitsu men and women. And I just kind of, we'll do more of a relaxed stretching. We'll hold poses for a little bit longer. And then I focus a lot on, opening up the hips and, relaxing the shoulders and the neck. So it's definitely geared towards them. Mm-hmm. So just really big benefits. I find that the jiu-jitsu guys either love it or they're not into it.
Right.
Which is totally fine. But it is really cool to see the guys and women that kind of take to it and to see their progress. We have one buddy of ours, Art, who trains with Jeff, and he really took to the yoga, and it's just really fun to see him progress in yoga because it's definitely out of his element.
Right.
He does it because it feels good. It's relaxing for after his training, and it's really awesome to see the progression of that. Super cool.
Man, there's a lot of guys that do it, like Hickson Gracie famously, does yoga. Joe Rogan talks about yoga all the time on his podcast. But now you guys are doing like a literal immediately after class. Is that how it works? Where you do like restorative?
Yeah.
Jump up on that mic, man.
Yeah. I just want to give a quick plug. So we're sponsored by Yoga for BJJ. So Sebastian Broche from
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's got the subscription based Yoga for BJJ online. So hey, if you're looking to train somewhere, locally in the Chicagoland area, and you're paying for Yoga for BJJ, hey, just come to our place and we'll teach you that stuff, right on the mats, because
cool.
They give us access to all, to all their archives and their training regimes, and it's just our stuff is their stuff,
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, so basically what I'm able to do is I have access to all those awesome videos that he has on his website, and I kind of just put it into a 45-minute yoga sequence.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
You're
you
gonna
were
ask the same
saying,
question.
they do a 1 hour jiu-jitsu class. Then after that, directly after that, the restorative yoga?
Yeah, so that is on Saturdays. So Jeff will do either an open mat or, he'll start with the structure of the class and then they kind of do their open mat after. And then whoever wants to stick around, there's a restorative yoga for BJJ.
And that's only on Saturdays?
Only on Saturdays so far.
So far, okay.
Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we have, I do like a 60-minute vinyasa flow, 6:30 to 7:30 before the jujitsu.
Okay.
And that's our schedule so far. So
Nice.
I mean, I don't have a experience to speak from here, but I feel like that restorative after class is actually a pretty strong selling point there.
Yeah, I've been by an open mat a few times when we've done that. That's like the most opportune time. You're already like super warmed up.
Yeah.
You're loose and you've been pulling and grabbing like so tight in the shoulders and the hips for so long. That's like just open that up at the end. It's perfect.
yeah, it's really, it's obviously good for the stretching aspect. And to your point, Justin, they're already warmed up. They're ready to go. But what also, once the students that I have that start to really get into it, a few classes in, you'll see that they really start to focus on the breath and focus on, clearing the mind. And it becomes more meditative for them. So it's more of that, mind workout, I guess you can say. So yoga is not just the physical activity, but you really are working out your mind. You're trying to clear your mind and just be in that present moment of, just being there.
Right.
No, that's an awesome program. I like the sound of that a lot. So.
We do too. So thank
I think
you.
that's really going to grow. I've already seen, not in the Midwest, but other areas where they're combining yoga with jiu-jitsu. I think it's just a very good synergistic relationship.
It's a great fit. Yeah, and I say this as somebody who, I've tried to do a little bit more yoga and stuff this year. I haven't dedicated as much time as I wanted to it. So far I'm lagging on my New Year's resolution, I suppose. But I've definitely done more this year than I had in the past, and I've seen some personal benefits to it. Overall, just it feels good.
Yeah,
that's my easiest selling point for it. Above and beyond the potential benefits that cross over the sport with in terms of breathing and calming the mind and greater range of mobility and stretching and all that stuff. Obviously, those are good selling points. But at the end of the day, it just feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
I don't think I've ever tried, so I'll have to see how that works out.
I mean,
I need something to stop me getting injured. Will yoga help that?
Yeah. No, it does. It's definitely it will help with preventing injuries, and then it'll also, if you have an injury, yoga can work through certain injuries as well.
Man, that's what I need. That or some Mexican
So
supplements.
I'm just curious then.
I hear you saying.
What are your thoughts? You have a particular style on Wim Hof, or what people call it as Wim Hof yoga with the different breathing. I know that's starting to grow like a huge audience, especially like in the 10th Planet area and out on the West Coast. Any opinions on that? Or
Honestly, any type of yoga is, in my opinion, there's obviously yoga that's going to be better than others.
The goat yoga, the goat on top of your back. What do you think of that one?
That's a little out
You ever heard of
there
that?
for
No.
me.
They put a baby goat on you while you do yoga.
Oh, we were just talking
Yeah,
about
we
that.
were
Yeah,
yesterday.
okay.
I
Yep.
too thought it was a joke until
Very
until
therapeutic,
I
apparently.
It's fucking real.
Yeah, there's everything. There's goat yoga, there's puppy yoga, there's beer yoga, wine yoga.
Beer
Wait,
yoga?
what?
Yes, beer yoga. You're literally, you'll have the beer and you are
Oh,
doing
you're balancing the beer? Do you get to drink it?
Yep, you drink it as you do
Someone
yoga.
someone just told me at the gym that there's a place in Chicago that you go to, like a spa, not like spa, but they have like a spa atmosphere where you soak yourself in beer.
Weird.
In beer. Yeah.
That sounds both expensive and kind of disgusting, might I add.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But apparently it's on Milwaukee Avenue somewhere. I don't know where.
Okay,
but
you check that out and you report back.
I have no idea. But yeah, apparently
pinning
you
that one.
soak yourself in beer as like a spa.
As a
feeling.
therapeutic
As a
remedy,
therapeutic-
or does it just get
I
you
don't even
drunker
know, man.
faster?
It's fucking weird.
There's like a bunch
That
of
is.
Russian guys like, can you also lube with beer? Yeah, you check that one out and report back.
Yeah, I imagine you would be sticky. That doesn't even
doesn't
sound, yeah.
right. But people, I'm sure, will do it.
I definitely want to go check out their website though, so that I can see what their story on like the restorative aspect of a beer bath is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm mocking it relentlessly right now because it sounds so silly. Watch it actually. You know, we're gonna hear about like Dr. Rhonda Patrick on Joe Rogan, and she's like, "No, it's the most amazing thing for
way
women."
better than the mud bath and everything.
But yeah, that's actually probably about as strange as the goat yoga thing, and that
It is
proved out to be
strange.
true. So.
It is strange.
Yeah, I really don't understand why that hit so big, but it did.
The goat one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't aware it was big. I just
big.
knew it was a thing.
No, it's fucking
That,
big.
that I swear, I thought it was Jim that said it when he was on the podcast. I'm
Maybe.
like, you're shitting me, right?
No.
It's like, no, this is. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. I guess anything, everyone needs a hook, right?
Yeah.
Just need that
Gotta
hook.
have a gimmick, kid.
Gotta have a gimmick.
Well, your gimmick sounds pretty grounded by comparison. So
Yeah. Yours works out.
We hope so.
You use one of your daughters, you throw them on top. Like, can you balance my daughter while you're doing yoga?
Right.
I got.
Very gimmick.
I know you said that kind of jokingly, but I got a buddy who does like acro yoga, and they use it at their jiu-jitsu gym.
Acro yoga, yeah. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you balance each other, right?
Yeah, it's super cool. It's really cool stuff, and like I
Wasn't
can
Kurt?
see
What's his? I'm sorry,
Matt Kirtley.
Yes. Wasn't he doing it? Or no? Who was doing it with him?
It's Stefan from San Francisco. He actually does it, and then Kirtley was interested in it because Matt can stretch, and all that stuff. And so yeah, like when we had a bunch of them out, like we had like an impromptu, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, that looks neat. Can you balance me now?"
Right. yeah. It does look really cool.
Yeah, but like that one, like not that other stuff doesn't apply. Like I'm like, I can actually see this getting my technique better. Like as I'm framing on people's hips,
Sure.
Structure
to
and bone
balance them
alignment.
and whatnot. You know,
I mean, my sister and I, when we were younger, we used to play a game called, and my cousin, Flying Finnegan. That's what they called it. I don't know why we called it that.
Okay, sure.
Where we'd grab each other's hands, our feet would go.
you
and
hold the hands.
pull them
Yeah.
up.
I definitely did not call that Flying Finnegan, but I'm familiar with the game.
I don't know where that name came from, but that's what we would call it, through the Flying Finnegan.
Yeah.
No idea where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to try some of that stuff with Jeff. I just don't know if he would be down.
Well, we're gonna force him right now. Calling you out on the
Let's try
podcast.
it.
Maybe acro yoga,
maybe
bro.
that should be our
The technique of the day.
right?
There you go.
Listen, we have 3 experts. We're gonna have to do a minimum of 3 techniques of the day here,
exactly.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should get after it too, because it's
This is
getting
about that time.
Yeah, it is.
I have no concept of time whatsoever. White belt in time management.
yes.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So where can
Seems
people
to be a
find
common thing amongst martial
BJJ
arts
X Yoga?
practitioners.
So you can find us in Bridgeport. We just opened up our new space. It's 3700 South Iron Street, and we're in Suite 2C.
Nice.
Really cool location.
Yeah, super cool.
Very
old
artsy.
warehouse that they
Nice.
have rehabbed. I think it was a peanut warehouse. Like made peanuts
You
there.
got, what was it? The second oldest elevator that still exists in
Yes.
Chicago.
Wow.
Right next to Mars Brewery, which is amazing food and beer.
You
Cool
would know that with your
atmosphere.
client.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely hit it up yesterday after training. Which was
What
fun.
about the website?
Or
So
Instagram?
that is, website is bjjxyogastudio.com.
Cool.
And our Instagram is just bjjxyoga.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Justin, where can people find you?
You can find me at Just Incredible Hulk or leglocking.com or leglocking on IG.
Nice. And Jeff, people can find him. Does he have his own Instagram?
Yes, it's
Get up on that mic, man.
So it's Jeff. What is it? It's Jeff.
geez.
Jeff Yumul BJJX Yoga is how you can find me, contact me, DM me. We all. I mean, just DM us on the BJJX Yoga IG page as well. Yeah, I'm easy to reach, man. So if you're looking for me, you know where to find me.
Cool. Well, definitely sounds like we got to send some people to check you out, and I'm looking forward to stopping by for one of those open mats sometime in the near future.
sounds good, man. Anytime.
Cool. All right. Let's go.
Let's go do some technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys. Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. For more information about Grappler Union Podcast, you could visit us at our website at grapplerunion.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Grappler Union. Please like us on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes. And all of our episodes are available on our YouTube channel. Say what?
Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to all that shit. You got to do another take, right?
Oh.